Yes, my people. Welcome back to another show on the channel. I think, if my memory is correct, I don't know. We have a new debutant on the channel, Views on Sports. We've known each other for a while. We've done a couple of shows. I don't know if you've been on my channel, bro. I genuinely can't remember. It might have been like
I think I might have done once. I know you've come on for the Under the Lens on my platform. I think I've been over here once from memory that I can I think. But if not, I'm glad to be here again, man. Thank you for the invite, bro.
Yeah, 100%, man. And yeah, big up to everybody in the chats and the community. Obviously, do the general house stuff, all the polite stuff. Smash the like, subscribes to both channels on that. And yeah, bro, how are you doing today, man?
Yeah, not bad. I was just telling you before, not bad. It's Christmas time, mistletoe and wine, all of that rubbish. If you're an Arsenal fan for as long as me, it's usually when we start giving up the ghost a little bit. And I think you kind of seen that in the last few results. But yeah, just genuinely, I'm good. We're trying to be upbeat every day. I hope you're well. Make sure everyone that's locked in subscribes and likes on both platforms, please.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good show because I'm intrigued to see, because obviously when we last did a show, you were very, I say, quote, negative about Arsenal, as what the top gooners say.
Yeah,
I'm very intrigued to see what you think of Arsenal. That's why we had to get this chat back up and running. Last time we did a stream together, I was flying. Liverpool signing players. I was thinking, yo, is this the Galacticos? We're going back to back. Might as well just give me the Premier League title now, because I wasn't fearful of the other two teams at the precise moment. And yeah, how times have absolutely changed. I mean, since then, we've been hit for threes on the daily. Do you know what I mean?
I can't put my finger on it though, Reacts. I really can't. And big up Shane. I think I see Shane somewhere in the chat. Shane Guna, big him up. We done a clean through one-on-one, and he got Errol from Redmen. Obviously, you're a Liverpool fan, so someone you should know about. And we was talking to him, and just all jokes aside, I can't put my finger on it. I really don't. We said between me and Shane, maybe Slots lost the dressing room, but at the same time, I don't know if he has. So it's like, if he has lost the dressing room, then maybe then he needs to go. But if he hasn't, then I can't put my finger on what's happened at Liverpool. I really can't. Because as you said, the last time we spoke, you guys are flying. You basically walked the Premier League last year. I think you had the best transfer window. You know what I mean, as well. I think you won the transfer. People can say what they want now, but they weren't saying it at the time. Do you know what I mean? Words TK3, they weren't saying none of that. Yeah, it was an amazing window. So just to kind of see it all implode, especially after the first 5 games, because you thought they're not quite clicked yet. They're still learning and they're still getting results to sign a champion. So, bro, to be honest, like just talking obviously about Liverpool, I know we'll get into Arsenal. I cannot put my finger on what on earth is going on, because I was giving Slot all of the compliments in the world last year. He's a very competent manager. He's calm. He's managing minutes. He's asking Salah to not run back as much. Do you know what I mean? There were so many things I could see him doing, and I'm like, why can't our manager do this? And then now we look at it now, and there's Liverpool fans asking for Slot out, and I'm just like, wow. I mean, it's standards, but at the same time, we still got a manager going into his 7th managerial season, I believe, next year, and won us sweet FA apart from the FA Cup right at the start. So, if that was Arteta that won the league last year and was doing bad this year, and me and Shane and anyone was saying Arteta, there'd probably be people jumping through our windows, get down, like it would be crazy. So to be honest with you, Reacts, with Liverpool, I cannot put my finger on it. That's all jokes aside. I'm looking at it, and I know he's trying to play a different way, but I mean, maybe you can explain as a Liverpool fan. I don't know what's going on, bro.
For me, it's a mix of load of things. I actually think the cracks began last season from PSG. So from, I would say, about February time, Arne Slot definitely, you can see the cracks starting to happen, but no one really took much notice of it, because everyone was like, oh, listen, we're going to win the league, so who cares, Obviously, that mentality just kind of got swept aside. So everyone's just like, oh, it's all right, And so ever since PSG in February is when the cracks began because Arne Slot became more comfortable at the club, became a lot more confident in the press conferences.
Right.
On the pitch, there was a different style of play. He wasn't as rehearsive, he wasn't as cautious as he once was because slot ball from August till February was all about possession, slow pace, etc.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then from about February time, it's just he's just made loads of mistakes. You know, PSG. So the first leg we win the game 1-0, absolute bank robbery.
Mm.
Second leg, he goes gun ho. Like you're at Anfield. Why do you need to go gun ho against one of
Right.
the best teams?
Right.
We just saw what Paris Saint Germain did to us in the first leg. Yes, despite they didn't beat us, but they absolutely battered us from start to finish. We had one big chance, and that was the snatch and grab with Harvey Elliott late winner.
Right.
And then obviously ever since then we was dropping points away to Fulham. And then when we did end up winning the league, we were terrible, you know, and it was like there was no accountability. The
Right.
league final, that's probably Liverpool's worst ever performance in a cup final. Winning the league or not, you just face a team who Newcastle won their first trophy in 70 years, and you think it's acceptable to go and play like that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Plymouth.
But you know what? I was actually giving Slot ratings for that because you guys never got a week away in Dubai like we did. So you lot were trying to fight on more than one front. So I listen, RIP Jota as well. But with the team that played Plymouth, that team should have won. So I know obviously, you know, you can have the magic of the cup and things like that. And sorry if I was looking down, I'm actually just trying to share this live out as well on X and across YouTube. So if you guys could do that, please share it out, help us out a lot. Subscribe to both platforms. We appreciate you. But yeah, going back because you said Plymouth, and I was actually rating Slot for that. I'm like, look, he knows, like, but your second team should be good enough to beat that team. Do you know what I mean? I think you had Simicast, Jota. The team should have won that game. Do you know what I mean? So, like I said, I was giving him so much ratings at the start, and then now you're saying, you know, you're seeing a few kind of things, and I don't see it as an Arsenal fan. So let me shut up and let you carry on explaining.
You see, the thing is for me that Plymouth loss, I was pissed off because Liverpool are built up on cups. You know, we've won 10 League Cups, 8 FA Cups.
Wow.
You know, we didn't win a league title for 30 years, right? You know, I had to go my whole school life, everything saying, yo, you're never going to see a league title, this, and that. I used to die when Liverpool used to get to a League Cup final, you know, be in the cups, because I know that was our bread and butter as well. And to think that, to throw that away, bearing in mind that team sheet was good enough to beat Plymouth. You know, people acting like we played some schoolboy kids who's got maths in the morning. We didn't. We was playing Chiesa, rest of the piece, Diego Jota up front, Darwin Núñez came on. Like, these are established players, you know. And ever since then, in the press conferences, you know, just making slowly little excuses. You know, you'll know that with your manager and what that's like, you know.
Yeah.
And for me, it got to the summer, so we was like, okay, right, we won the league, da 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 da. Now you've signed all these players, everyone's just been gaslight, completely forgot. Everyone thinks Slot's a world-class manager. Don't get me wrong, I was definitely within that boat, but I was still, I would say, a little bit concerned because obviously the amount of players that we're signing, like, oh, don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with any of the players we signed. I think long term, and I'm still confident that they will, you know, ultimately come good. I mean, if Alexander Isak doesn't come good, then
he will.
He's the biggest flop in Premier League history. Then 125 million. You know,
but I think he will.
Yeah, exactly. And then obviously, you know, the passing of Diego Jota, I'm not saying that's not easy on the players. I think that definitely 100% plays a part. Like, if I was to, you know, work years and years and years, and then a person I was really close with, that I spent all my time with, passes away, I'm going to be a bit shook.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's naturally going to be shook, but I don't like people pinning that on as an excuse because it's not fair on the family. It's not fair on Diego Jota himself to just blame that as an excuse, because I just think it's very poor analysis, if I'm being truly honest, because you can't blame that when Liverpool are 2-0 up and then they go and bottle it to Leeds 2-2, go 3-2 up, and then 3-3. See, I don't want to be hearing him say, "Oh, but come on, like, you know what happened in the summer." It's like, you know what annoys me, mate? Like, we won the first 5 games of the season. So where was the people saying? Where was the people making excuses then?
They was using Jota as like a motivation, and I was like, I'm really behind that, you know, and I actually rated Liverpool for all of, you know, the nice tributes to Jota and everything like that. And no, like that's what I'm trying to say. Where was that energy? Because that's what we was getting told. They got the luck of the Irish. It's the sign of champions. They're not playing very well. 5 games unbeaten, flying. They're probably gonna, you know, take the piss out of the league again. Watch when all of their players click. This is what I was thinking. And then look, life comes at you fast. Now you got, I don't know if you've ever seen World War Z, you know, like when the zombies fall off the building. This is what you got now. All of the Arsenal fans, because it's all spun around a little bit. But tomorrow, Man City could be top of the Premier League. So when I was trying to tell, because I was watching Arsenal from pre-season, right? I bought the pass on Arsenal.com. I watched all of our pre-season games. We lost to Spurs, you know, Bilbao. There was lots of shit performances. So I'm saying, look, I'm looking at this team. I'm expecting my manager to come in and change things, because that's what he does every year. Every year without a fail, he'll tweak something, and it's not always good. More time it isn't good. Like this year, he went even extra defensive. Like we turned up to Anfield at the start of the season, probably the only team, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but we're the only team that come there with any respect. It seems like every other team, because of certain results, they're a bit braver now. Do you know what I mean? They're having to go. But Arsenal, we came with all the fridges. You know, we had our defense. We got our most attacking goalkeeper. Yeah, and then in front of them, we put the fridges. Like, why do they need so much protection if they're the best defense? I'm really upset about that Anfield game. Great goal by Szoboszlai, probably your best player this season, by the way. But we turned up there scared. Our manager turned up there scared. So when Salah and co look at that and say, look at their midfield, these guys don't want to win. So I don't even think you lot were trying that hard. That was a really bad game. I don't know about you. I just, for me, like in terms of quality as a whole, it was a really bad game. But I blame it more on Arteta, because Liverpool's thinking probably, what? Arsenal's coming here and they're not even trying to go past the halfway line. What's going on here? They've turned up with Whirlpool, Zanussi and Bosch, you know, just fridges in the midfield. Like what? They're not trying to win. So of course, Liverpool then, as you know, as we all do, is naturally as human beings, you kind of take you kind of get a little bit inconsistent. You take your foot off the gas. Why are we trying? Because they're not trying. But now when you look back at the Arsenal loss at Liverpool, I bet Arsenal fans now are kicking themselves. And I'll shut up now, but I'll just include as well the Man City game at home, at the Emirates. And we turned up like we was playing Liverpool at Anfield. We was scared again. Anfield and the Etihad, and if you're Arsenal fans, St James's Park, probably the worst places to go to in the league. We still got the Etihad to come. And if that's how we played at home, what are we going to do when we go to Manchester, bro? He literally might put the coach in goal, like the full-blown coach. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know what we're going to do. I really don't. So, yeah. Am I confident? I mean, look, I've been warning people all season. I've been saying, look, the results have been going our way, but I haven't seen us string together 3 good performances. If you want me to have confidence, give me 3 good performances. And I mean good, like 70 to 80% of that game is good. Not 10, 15 minutes here, because that's what we done to Atletico Madrid. It was a very tight game. 15 minutes later, we had 4 goals. And that's happened a lot of times. Low blocks, we get a little set piece, it opens the game up, we go on and get more goals. Eventually, Arsenal was going to need to be playing well, because that's what wins you the league. Yeah, you can scum results every now and again, but eventually you need to lean on a performance. Where is those performances from Arsenal? And it was the same last season. It will be dead. Man City 5-1, dead. Real Madrid 5-1, dead. So they were the anomaly performances, and the minorities never the rule.
I mean, you've basically just hit the nail on the head with your club. It's more about, how do I explain it in the best way? Like, it seems to me from an outsider that you know, I watch some Arsenal games, you know, but I'm obviously not an Arsenal fan, so I don't know what it's like week in, week out. I mean, I can gather some idea from listening to content creators, of course, but for me, Arsenal, I don't know what it is with Arsenal fans, and especially the older generation, because I would have expected a lot better in terms of the standards for their club. Like, oh, we beat Real Madrid, this, and this. I think I watched a clip on TikTok. Someone was doing like a quick tour of the Emirates, and there was a couple of pictures of the Real Madrid game in there. I'm like, why are they in there? Surely you would want kids, coming into to the stadium, pictures of, Vieira, Henry, 04 when you did the double, 06. Not Declan Rice free kick. Don't get me wrong, unbelievable free kicks, not taking anything away from it. But
no. But you're right. You're absolutely right.
do you know what I mean?
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, and when we talk about the cabal, yeah, that's what we're talking about. Like, I feel like this man is protected. When they say to you, who you going to get after Arteta? Anyone. I can do the job. We went and got Man City's assistant, their cone man. Remember that. That's what we did. So don't ever try and tell me who we're going to go and get now. And he's been here long enough. If this was any other club, look at Slot. He came in 1 year, no money, just Chiesa, won the league. Now this year, we're going for a little bit of, and I'm saying it is a bit of a mad time. We've got to be honest. I'm not writing you out of the league, but you're near enough there. I'm going to be honest. If it continues like this, and he's getting all the smoke in the world, because that's what clubs with big standards do. Spurs finally won a trophy. They won a European trophy, something we ain't done in over 30 years. And they sacked Ange. But yeah, and I'm going to come, I know I'm going around the houses, but I'm going to come back to your point. It's a whole protection culture. Arteta's a smart guy. He's not very good at football, but he's a smart guy. He should have been a politician, because that's what he's tried to build at our club, culture. It's about the journeys, how long we've been together, guys. I'm too old for that shit now. Like you said, and some of the older guys, they should remember that as well, because they've been there and seen it. I was born in 84. I've seen my club go invincible. I've seen us win doubles. I've seen us win the league at White Hart Lane. I've seen us win the league at Old Trafford. What's man talking about? Yeah, so when you talk about my club, don't talk to me about like we're like Leeds or Crystal Palace. Nah, bruv. Third biggest club in the country, which also might be gone because Chelsea are only 2 trophies behind us now. So when because that's what they like to do, Reacts. They build up this whole as a culture, and we got to fall in love with the manager. Why? I love my club. I don't love Saka. I don't love Arteta. I don't share their last name. I want to see my club do well. No, listen. If I gave you 1.3 billion and the Arsenal job and 5 years, I guarantee you would do better than Arteta. And that's not even a joke. I'm not even joking, bro. I'm not joking. I'm being deadly honest. Deadly serious.
You see, the thing is, right, I actually question the people that want Arteta in as well, because I treat my club like everyday life. So like for me, at uni, I have standards where I have these sets of targets. If I don't achieve them, it's a failure.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to grades, when it comes to exams, when it comes to life as a whole. So I take that same approach with my club as well. Hence why I want Slot gone, because listen, my grand has seen back-to-back Champions Leagues. He's seen dominations for 2 decades. So I definitely take after him in that aspect when it comes to my club and my life. But when it comes to Arsenal, you're the 3rd biggest club.
Not for me.
I can't understand why people. What is this obsession with Super Duper Mick? Because it's not like he's, pulling off some crazy upsets. He spent over £1 billion.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
£1
saying.
billion makes excuses.
You're accountable. Yep.
Like for me, I've never known a team to be the greatest team and not win trophies. Declan Rice meant to be the best midfielder in the world. Saliba and Gabriel. To be fair, I'll give you Gabriel when it comes to best on the back in the world.
Yeah, Saliba's like he's weeded, man. He's a bit dopey, isn't he? He's a bit dopey.
Saka, Michael Owen 2.0.
Yep, because of Arteta, by the way, but we'll get into that.
You look at Martinelli, Wash, the striker situation, that looks like it's an absolute mess from my opinion. And I also think like a lot of your players are somewhat overrated. David Raya. I don't see. I think David Raya is a good goalkeeper, but you saw against Tottenham when he came out. That I think there's sometimes shaky moments. I think the only players from your team that I genuinely think they are the best in the world in their position. Gabriel
Timber.
and Timber.
I finished your
Timber. You either have him or Hakimi.
Yeah. And we're gonna fuck him up. I was talking about Saka. Saka's not the same no more. I'm telling my Arsenal fans, you know, if Saka's a Liverpool fan, believe it or not, he is. Yeah. Yeah, you want to replace Salah, you want to give us 80 million, I'll bite your hand off for that, because that's Arteta. He's running them through the ground, you know. And even James, right? And he's someone, and I say James, he's Gooniverse, just in case no one knows who that is. I call him Tintin. He's the guy that was on AFTV with Turkish and all that. Like, cool guy, right? But even he had to come out and say, why does he keep using the same core set of 12 to 15 players, and then wonder why they keep breaking down? It's like trying to change tires on a car, but you've got no engine. I mean, it literally makes no sense. And I was so happy when we got Gyökeres and Eze, because one, I knew they weren't Arteta picks, and two, I knew it's going to show everybody, and we have to beef with our own fan base. That's before any rivals, before any banter. We're literally going to war with our own fan base. If I go to the Emirates now with an Arteta out placard, I'll end up fighting with my own fans. Like, that is the state of our club right now. I don't understand what he's done. I call it Mikel Ultra. Like I said, he's very smart, but not at football. You're smart at building up cultures, and you're smart at saying the right things. He's never, ever accountable, bro. Ever, ever, ever. Not once has he come out and said, I fucked up. I put our best midfielder last season at right back. Uncle Party asking him to do all that running. I fucked up. I shouldn't have let him play Saliba. He's just rolled his ankle in the warm-up. How are you? Who's the boss? You know, like in boxing, bro. If I say how many fingers and you tell me 1 million, I'm throwing the white towel in. Yeah, because I'm protecting my fighter. Where is the duty of care for our players? And it's been going on for ages, right? Everyone keeps saying that Arteta's taken us to the promised land. What are you talking about? Unai Emery never finished 8th. His first season, he finished 5th, and we got to a final. Yes, we got battered, but so what? We got to a final. He never got all that time and effort. I don't know what it is, Reacts, that they see about this guy. And I'll tell you what it is as well, actually. I don't know, some of the Arsenal fans, I don't know what it is, but some of the people that work next to Arsenal, your AFTVs, your wannabe journalists, Tom Cantons, all of these people, and I'll say their name. I ain't got no, I don't, this ain't the view of Reacts, this is Views' view, right? Let me just put that out there. But you're all just fake journalists. They got no integrity. You don't give him the hard questions. Arteta sits down for a press conference. They ask him about what he ate for dinner or something. There's no serious questions. Why are you not saying? Because my show yesterday, Reacts, the title was 100 injuries since the start of last season. 100. Why is no one talking to him about that? It's like he's protected, bro. Look at the top, and I'll shut up because I know I've been going on for a while. I do tend to have tangents. You know this about me.
Speak your flaws, man, about the club.
I am going to speak it because I'm pissed off. Voldemort, we know why Thomas Partey had to go. We know why he had to go. But they knew that. They knew everything. The amount of times he'd been bailed, the amount of times they brought him into the plea. I never knew that. I just thought, oh, it's just a charge. We'll see if he gets a day in court. Then he did get a day. The moment he left Arsenal, it's all over the news everywhere. What's that? That's some cabal shit. Right? If you're a journalist, you're supposed to have integrity. Where's the integrity there? Why is no one saying to Mikel, it's funny that, you know, players that come to your team, even like, and Mikel said it himself, and I'll shut up now, about Kai Havertz. He's never had injuries like this before. Funny that. 2 seasons. Look at the big blocks. And they're all the same Reacts. They're groin, they're fatigue, it's muscular, it's hamstring. It's not, oh, a break here or a ligament's there or a sprain. It's all the same fatigue injuries. And I'll tell you why, and I'll shut up, I promise. It's because when we lose the ball, instead of a few players trying to get that back, we've got a whole team running back to position. Let's run back to get into two rows of 4. Let's run back to get in position. So what, like you saw against Wolves, when Ben White pulled up, that was like 5 or 6 of our players all running back. None of them can catch him, by the way, right? And then Ben White pulls up a hamstring. It's just on and on and on. It's like if you've got bald tires, you have to change them, bro. If the police see that, you're gonna get fined. But Arteta's like, no, we're just gonna keep on rolling. And it's just, yeah, it's madness for me, bro. So it's how it looks on the outside, it's even worse on the inside. I'll finish with that.
You see that what I like I said about the old, for me, it stems from the top. It's just like Manchester United. It's about the top. I can expect it from maybe the younger generation because this is probably the best Arsenal they've seen. But for me, it's the older generation. Some of the content creators, and obviously you're one of the people that actually sticks up for the club and speaks his true opinions. But you speak about AFTV. For me, that just shows you care more about the pound note and all the PR rather than about the actual football club. And for me, the older generation, it's from them, man, because when you're seeing the likes of, I'm watching shows with Jez, DJB. There was a show the other night, and I think it was like a 50-plus-year-old bloke. I can't remember his name. He was like dismissing Jez, dismissing North Side of their opinions, and I'm like, bro,
Might be stricter. The black fella.
yeah, I think, yeah, it was him. Yeah, because I remember he went on a Northside stream after.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously he's chatting a load of bollocks about Arteta and stuff like that. And for me, like, it comes from people like him because, like, he would have seen Arsenal great in the early 2000s. He would have seen Arsenal great. You would have seen 89, And it's like, for me, why don't you want your club to be great? It's like they're scared to take the next step. I get it, right? Me personally, I think he was better under Unai Emery. Controversial, but
no, it's not.
There's
people think that,
yeah. I think if you actually stuck with Unai longer, I think you probably would have had a bit of success. That's just my opinion.
No,
and it's like, can I ask you a question? Was you Wenger out, by the way?
I was.
Exactly, right? So I remember watching a league on a stream, right, months ago, and I think he said in Wenger's last 5 years, he won 3 FA Cups.
3 FA Cups and made Champions League every season.
So in one of his worst tenures, has won more trophies than this so-called super duper Mick. I mean, look, if Arne Slot got sacked tomorrow or went blah blah blah, I'm not taking Arteta.
No one is. That's the whole thing. When we ask rivals, because even rivals, like when Man United had Erik ten Hag and everyone was like, Hag in, ETH in, because we knew that he was just mashing them up, blah, blah, blah. That's how they're trying to talk to us now. Oh, but he's so close, and but you're just going to rip it up and start again. I'm like, well, would you take him? And they're like, no, exactly. And that's the question you need to ask yourself. Yeah, he's meant to be making us better, not the other way around. Now, if he was to leave Man City as the cone man, God knows where he would have been now. Let's be honest. When he leaves Arsenal, I'm not saying he's going to walk into Real Madrid, but guarantee those options are going to be better than what he would have had. Do you know what I mean? And let's not go all the way and say he's done everything bad. He's also struck with PTSD. He's a very smart man because he knows how to stay in the job. He knows what the remit of the owners were. And our owners come in, silent stand right at the beginning saying, we're not here for trophies. Now, that should have told everyone right from the off. Kill Bill, alarm bell should have been going, but now I believe that the Cronkies, this is what I honestly believe. I don't know if it's true. I'm just saying it's my belief, right? I believe that they're starting to feel the pressure a little bit from the fan base. If you don't start delivering something soon, then it is going to be moving from the manager, and we're going to be going right back to the Cronkies. Because I was on the Cronkies heavy, right? Because at the end of the day, you're the biggest. You own all of this. You're letting this guy go crazy, so you own all of it. But then when I look at it, I'm saying, well, the Cronkies are not making the team selections. The Cronkies are not pushing players onto the field even though they're injured. Yeah, the Cronkies are not stubborn with their, they ain't got favorites. They're not stubborn with their formation. I mean, how many times have we played? I think even this season we played 4-3-3 near enough every game. People will try and tell you, oh no, it was different. It's not different. You see it on the pitch. Every team knows what we're gonna do. Every team knows when you play Arsenal, just low block, catch them on the counter, more time, you're gonna win, or you'll get something out of the game. 5 years, and this guy can't deal with a low block. Do you know what I mean? So when I'm saying what I'm saying, I'm like, look at other clubs, look at Liverpool. Slot won you a Premier flipping league. I was half my age the last time I saw a league in 2004. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't even know what I'd do if we won a league. But you've got standards. Look, and not just that, but you won the league and then you went out and won the transfer market as well. I don't care what no one says. No one expected it to go the way it went. And that's the joke. And even I was saying about getting Gyökeres and Sesko and all these. I said it's all a risk. Even the biggest players in the world, it's a risk. We've seen Shevchenko come to the league and not bang. We've seen Kesman, who was scoring for fun in the Netherlands, not bang. We've seen Andy Carroll go from Newcastle to Liverpool and not bang. You know what I mean? Every player is a risk. So I don't want to hear people talking about what they spent, because I was jealous of Liverpool in the summer. You guys were already on holiday. You still won it by 10 points. It probably would have been more because you guys were on holiday. You guys got Frimpong before the season.
I didn't fear Arsenal last season.
What was there to fear?
The reason why I didn't fear Arsenal was there was a moment last season, very much in particular, because you played Manchester United, right? At Old Trafford, you went 1-0 down. Declan Rice scored, fantastic goal, fair play. What did it for me? Well, I was like, yeah, just give it us now. The celebration. He's going in. He's running around in the corner, acting like he's just won England the World Cup. I'm like, if it was last minute, dying minutes, you're neck and neck, I somewhat hear it. The emotions of Arsenal, Man United, the real rivalry in the Premier League, right? I somewhat hear and understand it, but the fact that it's 1-1, not 2-1 last minute, that for me just shows from the mentality from the up. That's where Arteta, in my opinion, these are little missed things. He should be on the touchline, screaming at Declan Rice, saying, "Get back, get back, get back."
Oh, he does.
And he's running around on the touchline like a maniac. Right. I just think the whole club, mate, for me, a lot of people don't fit. And I was watching Big Steve last night on the Big Six.
Yeah, these guys are confident now. You can say even Pep,
confident.
Even Pep, and that's what I say. I ask Liverpool fans or City fans, would you rather be chasing Arsenal or chasing one of the others? And they always say the same. Because like I said, and I'm not even pigeonholing Arteta, because this has been an Arsenal thing. At Christmas, we tend to give up the ghost. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, right? That's how it is. But when it's in terms of title, in the last 22 years, it don't matter. We're all singing, all dancing, or it don't matter whether we're roadkill, just getting dragged across the line. We don't come across the line first. Why are other teams going to fear us? Maybe a few weeks ago. But look, and the same thing happened last season. We were 7 points clear about a week ago. Now Man City could be top tomorrow. And that's what we do too much. Even last season, Liverpool, we got the gap down to 4 points. 2 weeks later, it's back to 15. This is what we do. This is what Arteta does. And the thing, and we're going to go on to Arteta now because the team is it's a making of him. It's a representation of him. Safe, scared, no bottle. And we did it against you guys last season. You guys were already on holiday, beating us 2-0 at Anfield. It could have been 4-5. It could have been anything. You lot took your foot off the gas. These lot are shit, blah, blah, blah. We got back into the game 2-2. What did Arteta do straight away? Start bringing on defenders. And this coincides with the point you're making. This guy is not brave. You don't throw the sink at anything, bro. If we're losing the game, you'll bring on attackers, you'll do this, that, and the other. The moment we get back into it, it could be 1-1. Like you said, with 10 minutes to go, defenders are coming on. Defenders are coming on. We've done the same thing against Wolves, even though they scored all the goals, right? It got to 1-0 and we're backing up. We're backing up like we're at the carnival. That is a representation of Arteta. And let me shut up with this, right? He's a coward. He's not brave enough. The team's a representation of him. The captain is a representation of Arteta. Arteta didn't even get a Spanish cap as a player. Never even got 50 million in his life as a player. Why are we doing this? I say this, Reacts. Maybe he's got some proof on the Cronkies or he's got some sort of bribing stuff because I don't understand it. I don't. And I don't believe in the manager. And I'll end there.
You see, the thing is, I don't think they'll sack him until really the fan base majority changes. Mm-hmm. And for me, like, do you want to know why I think Arsenal are falling apart? And again, it stems from the top of the fans because the fans are a massive problem. A couple of weeks ago, I was hearing that Arsenal are gonna, break the Chelsea defensive record. Man City are washed. This, they're a one-man team with Erling Haaland. I'm like, with that, if you're so fantastic, this man, what's this Man City team then? Because they're only 2 points behind.
Do you know what? Reacts, they're only two. They can be top tomorrow, yeah, and then the pressure's on us because we play after. There's that. There's the fact that you got Pep Guardiola. Now I've been setting homework for everyone. Can anyone anywhere give me a time when Pep won nothing the whole season and then went the next season and won nothing again? I bet you can't, because there ain't one.
Never happened.
It's never happened. He's done he started rebuilding last season in January. Oh, they're going mad. They started rebuilding. So from January last season till June, they bought 10 players or 11. That's their rebuild. So by the time and because he knows the start of the season, whatever, you can't really win it, but you can lose it. Just stay there or thereabouts. And now look at the team. Now look at the team, bro. Fodinho's cooking again. Doku's cooking this year. Yeah, Grinders looks amazing. So who are you gonna back? The people that's done a 4P or the bottle jobs? I mean, so when I'm trying to say to my own fans, after a few good wins, can you not calm down? What on earth are you on? Like, where are they now? How are you feeling now? Huh? How are you feeling, Arsenal fans? They're so embarrassing to me, Reacts. They embarrass me more than rivals do. I'm being honest. And you're right, it is from the fans. People like Robbie that I heard used to support Luton Town. Mate, he's a millionaire, yes, right? He's a millionaire off my club. Yeah, people like Henry talks bollocks. Yeah,
God,
you make all these. And listen, I'm not saying that these are the thoughts of Reacts. It's views talking. You make more videos about my club than you do about your own. I know the game. I want YouTube to be a job for me as well, but I'm always going to be out of sleep at night. It's always the club first, and your agenda second. And people that are close to the club, they are told, be positive, or that's going to be the end of certain things. And I know it for a fact. I'm not just saying it, it's been confirmed. I'm not going to say who by, because we don't, but it's been confirmed. So if you think these things don't happen, they've even said it themselves, Reacts. Tom Canton said he was sitting in the press conference last year when Mikel Arteta told everyone that Arsenal was the best team in the Champions League, and he lied and said that PSG told us that, right? These two were sitting in the press conference, Harry and Tom, and they looked at each other and they had a bit of a smirk, but they never said, oh, Mikel, that's not right.
Honestly, when I heard that, I couldn't believe what I was
fucking. They work together, Reacts. Even at your club, even at Spurs, even at United. Mark Goldbridge, he can't say too much because you've got too much. You're too close to the club. It becomes different now. Yeah, that's why I rate Curtis Shaw. He's my favorite YouTuber. You've been on AFTV. You're massive. But he says, I don't want to work for Arsenal. Same as me. I don't want to work for the club. I don't want to be on AFTV either because you're not real. You're not real. And as like you said, React, it's been a problem with our fans, but long before AFTV, because I was there in the Wenger out days. We went 9 years without no trophies, but then at the end of his tenure, he was still doing what Arteta couldn't. And with Wenger, and my dad was a season ticket holder at the time. We used to go to the games. He stopped in 2008 because once we moved to the Emirates, the club died. The logo changed. It was all about just making money. It wasn't about winning no more. So Arteta's come in and he knows the job. He knows the job. Let's make everyone feel good, because Arsenal fans are the most, how would I say it? Are they not the most vulnerable? It's like they're the most soft people. Like if I can come online and just say just outrageous things about Arsenal, and people will come to that because they want to get tickled. They want to hear nice stuff. They want to hear, yeah, no, we do agree that Declan is the best in the world. Like, come on, can we just be real? Because I want us to win. I actually do want us to win something. So all of my critique, all of my negativity, because look, and I'll shut up because I do realize I do go on a bit, right? I'll shut up with this. I always say it's best to strengthen from the point of strength. You guys won the league last season and then you went on to have the maddest transfer window ever. That was competent because you're trying to stay there, right? Now, if you never done nothing in the summer and you started having all these results now, people would have said it's because you never bought in the summer. People would have been onto you, right? Okay, making the right moves. But with Arteta, he don't have to do nothing. His right moves is, let's make sure the merch is going out. Let's make sure I'm seen walking the dog. Let's make sure people think I'm handsome. It's like he's like a grifter. And for me, you're ruining my club from the inside, and the Cronkies are letting it happen.
You know, another way I'd also compare Arsenal fans, they're like, and I've seen this personally, yeah. When I've gone to clubs, right, I've gone to nightclubs, and I see like girls just fucking fold like a deck chair with their legs wide open. Yeah, pause on that. Yeah, that's Arsenal fans. You know,
Mm.
you got Don Robbie coming out and saying, "Yeah, I'll keep Martinelli over killing Mbappe." Like, God, for God's sakes, like,
It's an agenda.
are you desperate for the clicks? Are you desperate
Yes.
to pay your bills? Like, I get
Yeah.
it, mortgages are expensive, but like, come on, bro.
This guy's
Like,
a millionaire off of our club, by the way. AFTV is the biggest Arsenal platform, and you guys, have you seen the film Law Abiding Citizen with Gerard
no.
Butler? You haven't seen that film. All the people in the chat, because I'm a bit of a movie head. There's a phrase they use in that movie when they said, "No, this guy's a think tank." Do you know what a think tank is? It's a group of people that set up and they plan for certain situations. They're thinking ahead. You know, like when the government meets up and they start setting gas prices, and because that's what happens in the real world, people, right? They're called think tanks, and what it's their job to turn every negative into a positive. So that's what they do. And I'll use Liverpool last season at Anfield 2-2. I'll use that as an example. I said, where's Arteta's bravery? The momentum's with us. We were 2-0 down. We've just gone 2-2. There's 10 or so minutes left to play at Anfield. Liverpool are on the back foot. Why are we bringing on defenders? We haven't won there since 2012. Go for the kill. Their argument would be, we haven't won there since 2012. No wonder he played all the fridges. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's their job to turn every negative into a positive. And where did they learn that? From the club and from Arteta. When we lost to Aston Villa the other day with the last kick of the game or whatever, what's the first thing that I don't even really want to swear, that our manager came out and said, not, I'm sorry, guys, I made the mistake, guys, I picked the wrong team. No, none of that. That's our first loss in 18 games. Like, you're always trying to spin something. He should be in 10 Downing Street, Reacts. That's where he should be. You're in the wrong job. Honestly, I hate the guy. I do, and I feel free. I feel like when I say that I hate him, people are like, what you hate? I hate him. It doesn't mean that I hate Arsenal. It doesn't mean that if you win, I'm gonna say still go, because then I'll be a hypocrite. I'm saying you've been here for
I'll be honest, I think you should say that though, because I do think if I was an Arsenal fan and Arteta, let's say, won me a League Cup, let's say you win the League Cup and you come second, I'm like, I've heard the likes of big up to Lee and North, etc., and yourself and Shane have all said if he wins a trophy, he gets another season or 2 years or whatever, right? Me personally, I'll still sack him because I think an FA Cup and a League Cup's not good enough in 6 years,
It's not.
nearly 7 years of process.
It's not.
You know, you could even make an argument a Premier League title isn't even good enough
After this long and that much money spent, right?
So for me, like, if Arteta wins you the league and I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be like, well, I'm still sacking him. Tottenham Hotspur sacked Ange Postecoglou after winning a Europa League. Some of those Spurs fans, that's probably the greatest night they'll ever have. Yeah, because they're probably, let's be real, they're not going to win a champs ever. Like, they're called Tottenham for a reason. Yeah, like, do you know? So for me,
they're poo-pooing that now. You know, Reacts. They're like, oh, well, that was last season. Imagine that. When I speak to Spurs fans, and I know a couple, not many, but I know a couple of them, and they're like, well, that's already happened. Why are we not pushing on in the Champions League? I said, because you're Spurs. We knew you weren't going to push on. You know, that's why I said last season when Spurs played United, I said, what's going to be the ramifications of that game? If Spurs win, they'll make champs, they'll get into the Super Cup, but they ain't going to push on because they never spend money. If Man United win, they're going to almost skip a step in coming back to the big time because they will use that platform to springboard themselves. That's what I honestly believe. And I think we've seen that this season. You know, in terms of the transfer market, they went for Mbeumo and Cunha and Sesko, and we saw what Spurs were getting. Man United ain't even got European football. So imagine if they won that last year. It'd be crazy, bro. But yes, just going back to that, Arteta's a coward. The Cronkies are cowards for letting him stay. But people like Southern Guna, yeah, Matty, absolute legend, American as well, and knows how the Cronkies operate. So he's saying to me, this year, they're giving him the rope to hang himself. This year, if he doesn't win anything, he's going to be gone. I don't believe that, personally. I understand it, but I don't believe it. I've spoken to certain Arsenal fans, Reacts, and I've said, if we get Champions League qualification, but we win nothing again, surely Arteta's gone. And they're like, and while it's like that, And while you've got the biggest Arsenal platform, AFTV, peddling their rubbish, because it's their job to do that, that's why we're always going to be where we are, bro. And I think in a couple of years' time, we'll be the 4th biggest team and Chelsea will overtake us because they've won everything in the last 20 years. We haven't. You know, even Liverpool, 30 odd years between titles, but 6 Champions Leagues, cups, this, that, like things that keep you ticking over. Even a couple of seasons ago, you won the Carabao Cup, right? We come second. And I was still getting it from Liverpool fans because you can show armpits. I couldn't. So last season, and I'll get back to you now because we were talking about the Carabao, I would have accepted that last season. This season, no. For me to stop saying Arteta out, I need a cup double. Is that enough? No, it ain't. But I'll stop saying Arteta out, and I'll maybe look at you for the next 12 months and see what you can. You got to keep winning now. You don't get afforded big time anymore. That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at. Some people, DJB said he can win him. Arteta can win the champs. I still want him gone. And I rate that because I don't like the manager. I don't rate I think we played the worst football in the league. It's not entertaining to watch. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Arsenal fans, get your head out your asses, though, innit? This isn't Mikel of Nazareth. He ain't holy. Do you know what I mean? If anything, we've got a cannon on our badge and he's turned it to a brick. That's what he's done. Because he turns all of our players into sports reacts. You know, it's not about attacking no more. It's the first thing. Run back to your positions. You know, you got Martinelli. He's like a left wing back, bro. He's not our left winger. And this is all Arteta. This is the system. That's why when you've got Eze and Gyökeres looking pants, all Gyökeres does now is give piggyback rides. I call him like the camel in Egypt, bro. Just pay Victor €10 and he'll put you on his back and he'll carry you down the pitch. Because that's all, you know, as a Liverpool fan, does it look like Arteta's changed anything to suit Victor Gyökeres? Mute, I think.
Sorry, I was on mute. I think it's actually got worse, from being truly honest. Why is Gabriel Jesus having more shots than Victor Gyökeres? This guy scored over 100 goals in like 2 seasons or something like that. So, and you can't even say Portuguese league in that because he was doing it in the champs. So, yeah. Which one are we doing here? Yeah. And this comment's absolute facts. I think if Arteta gets sacked, the rest will follow. Because I do think there's a couple of players at your club that are literally there and they're so upset. They're like your fan base. They're so obsessed into the Arteta project. You know, I still think Saliba will go in within 18 months.
Of course,
I'd be very surprised.
Of course, I even said when he signed his deal, I said, well done, Berta, because it's just a bit of security. It means we're not gonna get no money for him. Well done. That's it. He can still go. Of course he can. Of course he can. But he's young, so he knows that. Do you know what I mean? Great points that you're making, and like I said about the fact it all comes from the fan base, and this is the point I forgot to say as well. Right at the beginning of AFTV, before they could even afford to go into the stadium, these men used to be across the road at the pub. I know this for a fact. I'm not lying. It's the truth. They go outside the stadium after to get all of their clips, and I like them then. Because I'm saying I'm tired of hearing from all these old geezers. You know, we used to watch Gillette Soccer Saturday and that. Imagine they were the first ever watch-alongs. We're watching them watching football. That's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, you heard that here first. But there you go, right? Anyway, right? So when AFTV first popped up and we had Troops and DT and Mo and Chris Hudson and all the legends that were saying, this is how we really feel. That's why it blew up, because we don't want to hear from ex-players or Gary Neville or people from up north that don't like our club anyway. We want to hear from our own fans. But the reason why I'm mentioning this reacts is because when that was going on, Arsenal fans were threatening Robbie at the start. They were threatening him. All this Wenger out stuff. Why are you filming this? It looks bad on the club. It don't matter if it looks bad on the club, because if there's bad things going on, it needs to be expressed, doesn't it? Otherwise, it's not going to change. And we want to hear from real fans. But if you watch AFTV now, right? Watch any one of their interviews. The interviewer's talking more than the guest half the time. I'm just playing devil's advocate. We don't need devil's advocate. If we want to know what Robbie thinks, we're going to watch Robbie's fan cam. If we want to know what Yardman thinks, we don't need Robbie interrupting you all the time. It's all political now, bro. It's gone. I'm telling you, it's gone. The game's gone.
That's the thing. And you know what? It doesn't help, right? Because I was watching a stream. I can't remember what content creator it was. They were sharing that Tottenham fan that Henry bloke. That Henry bloke.
Yeah.
Talking about Arsenal, and you got Arsenal fans in the comments saying, "Oh, you're such a level-headed."
You're my best Arsenal content creator.
I'm like, oh god, that's because you can clearly tell he's lying. You can tell through the body language, the scratches, the fucking on edge, the constant
Yeah.
all this and that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he doesn't, and that's the thing. So many content creators abide into the project because they know positive Arsenal gets clicks. Therefore, do you want me to share that screen? Yeah.
Yeah. This is for the Arsenal.
Everybody, the one gift that we all wanted this Xmas. So if you didn't believe, or if you need to be massaged, you need to be tickled, we got it right here, guys. And guess what? It even lightens up. Amazing stuff. Get your Christmas AFC massager now.
This Christmas message was brought to you by none other than the Canadian Michael Jackson. Now, we all know what you need for Christmas, and we all know we got a great deal here that even lightens up. But we do have to say, everybody, that if it doesn't work, you can't send it back. My name is Harry Semiface, and we will see you in the new year. There you go.
No, that was.
There you go. Perfect gift for all Arsenal fans. You like to get massaged, you like to get tickled, you like to be made gaslit, all that. Yeah, go and get your Arsenal massager now.
Arsenal massager, you know, Arsenal massager. What? So, from a perspective, yeah. Do you actually, if you were to predict now, then do you think Arsenal will win a trophy?
No. Because I think that he doesn't, like, if you look at Brighton, right? Before we got Palace coming up in the Carabao, but we had Brighton before, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think around those games we had Slavia Prague and another team, maybe Olympiacos. I can't really remember it. Short-term memory is not so great, right? But that shows you everything. You played Harryman Anus, you know, that young player that we've got, the young striker. You played him against Brighton. Now, out of Brighton, Slavia, and Olympiacos, who would you tell me is the most difficult team to play, bro?
Probably Brighton.
That's where he made all the changes. Why? Because it's in the cup. Now, I've got a mod, AJ. Yeah, he might even be in the building now. Top mod, big up Vigilante, all of my guys. He says it all the time. Arteta bins the cups. We don't believe he can fight on more than one front. And there's an example. This season, we played Olympiacos, we played Slavia Prague. There was Saliba, there was Saka, there was Rice, there was all of our players. We played Brighton, and then we got Harryman and Noose, and we got we got all these changes because it's in the cup. It's in the cup, and AJ says it. He just always bins the cup. He's been here for half a decade, and I think we've won like 3 FA Cup games since then. So after we beat Man City, we beat Man City 5-1. Then we went and got dog walked by Newcastle in the Carabao Cup out. So when it really matters, we fold like a deck chair. And I ain't seen nothing changing this season. And already we were 7 points clear, like I said, about a week ago, like the Bobby Schmurder song, and now Man City could be above us by tomorrow. So all the people that was, you're just negative, you don't care about the club. Where are you now, people? Because I do care about the club and I do care about the players. And I've got a serial killer that's running my team and running my players into the ground. Saka is never going to be the same again. Mikel Arteta. Ben White, never the same again. Mikel Arteta. Maybe even Timber. Maybe even Timber as well if he keeps using him the way he does. This ain't a feeling. This ain't an agenda. That's just the hard truths. And a lot of our Arsenal fans need to open up their eyes, but minority isn't the rule, is it? You know, so there you go.
You see, the thing is as well, like, again, you're a cup team.
Yeah.
You've won the most FA Cups. So, and funny enough, the trophy he won was a cup. So surely you'd have a bit of loyalty, a bit of, I don't know, not a love affair, but a bit of a connection to that trophy, because that's ultimately what's kept you in the job. I mean, I think that FA Cup tax is long gone now.
Oh my God.
Long gone. This is the biggest FA Cup of all time. If the FA Cup tax is still a thing.
I'm telling you, we still got Arsenal fans saying, what colour is yours? You know, talking about the Invincible year. Brother, I was half my age. You have to get into the TARDIS. If there's any Doctor Who fans, you've got to time travel to see the last time we won a major. Don't tell me about what colors ours, about gold. These men have got blue badges. That's what you got. Sorry.
I've seen a Premier League title 3 times in 1 month. Had a photo with the title, saw us lift it and parade it more times than Arsenal have. Starboy Saka, Starboy. Do you know what I mean? And
That's
for
what I
me,
mean,
like, you've got a good chance to win the League Cup. That should be your main focus right now. For me, I'm one of these people where it's about the next game. It's about the next trophy you can win. Why do people dismiss the League Cup? I don't understand it. Like, I've had some great memories in the League Cup. Like, the first ever trophy I saw Liverpool win was
a League Cup.
A League Cup. You know, a League Cup against Cardiff. And I was absolutely buzzing, man. And for me, like, cups help you be more successful. Like, I've seen it with my team. When we've gone to finals, when we've gone to League Cup finals, we've then gone on to maybe get another cup, like the FA Cup. We've actually gone on to win other trophies, go on to win the flipping league.
Exactly. It turns you into winners. And you look at Man City, Mancini, they never went to just winning leagues. They started winning the League Cup. They won the FA Cup. You know, that's how you have to start. Arteta, you've busted up all of our winners. No matter what you thought of them, they were your winners. The players that we got now are not winners. Declan might have won something at West Ham, and there might be 1 or 2 players that's done it elsewhere, but not together as a unit. And that's the thing, and it's the first thing you can win, by the way. And reacts, I was at, I done it. You know, all them Newcastle scarves. I was there doing it. I was working the Carabao Cup. You can go onto my channel. You'll see me filming Roy Keane coming in, Yaya Toure. I was standing right next to I was so jealous. Like, why is my team not here? It's a day out. All the media's there. Thousands of people. It's brilliant. Why would you not want that? And it's the first thing you can win. And then, as you just said, it will then give you the belief. We're now winners. That will give you the confidence to say, let's try and get to the end in the league, or let's try and win the FA Cup now. We know we can do it. Whereas now, all we know what we can do is lose semi-finals. That's what we do know, or quarters. That's what we know for a fact. But we don't know that we can win anything.
Do you know what else it is as well? Like, it's like, have you ever played Call of Duty?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
So it's like trying to complete the campaign on the hardest difficulty. You got to go back to basics. You need to maybe, you know, the League Cup is like beginner, I would say. Yeah. And the champs in the Premier League is like veteran, you know?
Yeah.
You look at Pep Guardiola when he first came into the club, won a League Cup straight away. He won 4 League Cups on the bounce. Jurgen Klopp, from my perspective, came in, got to a couple of finals, got that mentality in, right, we need to get to finals, we need to aim to get success. We then obviously took that into the Champions League, got to our final. I was like, okay, no, let's go back the next year and win it. Won the Champions League, got to a title race. I was like, okay, fine, we didn't win it.
The Champions League in his 3rd season, Klopp?
3rd season, yeah.
Do you know what happened at Arsenal in Arteta's 3rd season? We lost Champions League to Spurs. He should never have been here. That's the point. But sorry to interrupt you. But go on.
Is that 21-22 season?
22-20. Yeah. The one before that. Yeah.
Because didn't Spurs beat you in the North London derby in May?
Pretty sure they did. They pipped us to it. And under Arteta's reign, because our fans are so I call them moments. They're moments, guys. Arsenal's like Moments FC. We beat Madrid. We beat City. They don't give out titles for that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that, you know, that's the whole point of it. So at that point, it's like Moments FC, and he shouldn't have got sacked, but he should have, because, like I said, Unai Emery in his first only season, he had 1.5. He didn't finish the second. He was 5th. Now that's where Arteta finished on his 3rd season. On his 3rd. So you shouldn't even have made 22-23 when we actually had a challenge. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the point. Klopp, even though he might not have won the league, first and foremost, one of the best managers I think I've seen in football, probably up there with Alex Ferguson. Secondly, you were playing rock and roll football. Thirdly, you were actually ticking over. Champions League in year 3. This guy's about to go into year 7, reacts. 1 FA Cup. I mean, I don't even know what to say anymore.
And also, what Jurgen Klopp did, he actually changed the mentality of the fans.
Yes.
You know, I remember being young, like when I was 10 when Klopp came in. So like for me, I was just kind of just like, all right, cool. If I'm lucky to see Liverpool win a trophy again, I'll fucking take it. But then Jurgen Klopp changed my mentality. It's like, no. We need to win a title within 4 years. We need to do this. We need to do that. We need to do that. And for me, Jurgen Klopp had a full connection with Liverpool. He was constantly improving.
Facts.
It wasn't like this comment here from Touchline. Big up to you, bro. 2 steps, and then 3 steps forward. Do you know what I mean? With Jurgen Klopp, first season, 2 finals. Okay, didn't get European football. Next season, qualifies for the Champions League, so he's improved again. Next season, got to a Champions League final, somewhat competed in a title race for a bit, and then again kept on building. Next season, won the damn big ears. Then obviously won the league, etc., etc. So he's constantly always up in it and building. So, you know, with Arteta, like this comment, where's the progress? It's kind of stopped.
It's stagnated. Yeah. And I always say this because they say
it's
no,
like
but
a hospital. Do you know them lines on the monitors? It's like,
oh yeah, there's flat lines.
Bro, that's Arteta right now. It's dead.
8th, 5th, flat line. You know, we're the first losers. I was talking to some Arsenal fans last season, and I said, just for that one season, are you telling me you wouldn't have had Spurs this season? And they tell you no. That's what I'm trying to say. Arteta has won. The Cronkies have won. They have literally Mikel, you know, MK Ultra. All of the fans are we're just all wearing the same stuff. We're all singing the same song. It's just about an experience now. We're not BET. It's not like a MTV based culture. Do you know what I'm saying? There is fans like me that saw us winning, and when we'd finish second to United, we'd be kicking off. Do you know what I'm saying? These men finished second and acting like we won a title. It literally blows my mind. And like you said, the older people should know better because you've been there, you've seen it, you've seen us do good things. Why would you be so content now to just coast along? Just make Champions League every year. Don't even compete. I'm sick and tired of it. And my dad died in 2023. He was alive for 94 when we won our last thing in Europe. But he's like, I want to see a champs. I want to see Europa. He's dead now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we need this club to start acting like because that's and you said it earlier on in the show, right? All the Arsenal content creators, the fans, even other grifters, all the people that want to massage the Arsenal fans, tell you how great Arsenal are, but we can't hold them to that great standard either. How does that make sense? How can you be the best in the world, but then not have big standards? There you go.
It's like they said, like it's also with the players. The players have lived into their own hype as well at the club. Saka thinks he's some absolute world beater. He's Michael Owen 2.0 after that scar on his hamstring. I think he's completely done. I think he could have actually recovered if he hadn't to come back and play the back end of last season, because he was playing off adrenaline. It's like running around, playing on numb. You know, you've been numbed up and all that. That's literally what he was like from back in the season. And then he got back to reality. The pain, everything that's gone down. Now it's just hard rock and sore. You know, now he's he's suffering from it. I mean, I've pulled my hamstring myself, so I know what I'm talking about. Like, it's a painful thing, and if you're not careful, you can reciprocate them.
Keep it going. And Shane says that a lot. Big up Shane Gooner. Like, these people think once the injury's gone, they're never going to get injured again. It's funny because they're reoccurring. It's the injury merry-go-round. And obviously, with all due respect, big up Touchline, like, there was people that wanted them out from 08. I was one of them. And it was kicking off because I was there. You're a Man United fan. With all due respect, my bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I was there. It was kicking off. And even last season, there was fights on the terrace. Last season, between Arsenal fans. So, just respectfully, it was kicking off, bro. Do you know what I mean? Respectfully. But, yeah, not that far off, but I'm just saying, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? With all due respect, bro, I was there. And even me, I feel bad. Because, and Jez is Arsenal. He said it. The grass ain't always greener. We all wanted Wenger gone, and we did. Because he was like a father to us. And then he started acting like he was trying to protect the fans from the club and the club from the fans. And then it was just Arsene Wenger getting all of the pelters. If you think about PSR and FFP, Wenger was practicing that before it was even an idea. He was acting like it was his own money. Or we only want world-class players, and then Bentner would turn up and Shamak would turn up. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, I've been out here, bro, Abue, Denilson, like, I know what I'm talking about. There was problems even in that day, but he had all the credit because we've seen doubles, we've seen invincibles, we've seen our team go up against Sir Alex Ferguson. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? So he had all that credit. Arteta, I don't understand what they're seeing in him, though. I really don't, because he's done nothing for our club, in my humble opinion. And I'll finish on this. The FA Cup that he won, when you go into his office, there's a picture of him holding the FA Cup. Not him and the team, just him, by the way. There you go.
Yeah, because I feel for me, he's all for himself. You know, he's not actually bothered about the players. I mean, that flipping tells from, like we were speaking about earlier, when it comes about playing players coming back straight back from injury. Declan Rice, I think, what game was it where he went down and he looked like a lot of Arsenal fans were all panicking, and then I was like,
I think it might have been Forest, Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, it might have been, right? And I was like, well, you need to get him up and calm. Well, why didn't you rest him for a week?
Why didn't he rest Havertz last season when he was our only striker left and we went to Dubai? I mean, there's a million. We can keep going, bro.
During Timber.
I
think if Timber goes down, for me, Timber he's top 2 players of the season for me.
Yeah, him and Deckers.
I think Timber's actually solid. Like, I wish we actually got him. We was linked, and then we just didn't really fulfill with a deal. Like, for me, I look at that Arsenal squad. It's actually mad you still need more work.
No, it does. It does. That's what I'm trying to say. And I said, and respectfully, bro, it was in 90. I'm 41 years old, touchline. How old are you, big man? I don't even know if you're 19, bro. I was there. I know what's going on at my own club.
He's the same age as me.
With all due respect, bro. You know what I mean? Big up to touchline as well. Like, I wouldn't come and tell you what was going on at Man United because I weren't there. But for Arsenal, I was, bro. So with all due respect, I beg allow it. You know what I'm saying? Big up Gavin as well. Big up to you. We was kicking off. It might not be like, because eventually to get Wenger gone, there had to be 10,000 empty seats at the Emirates. That was the only thing that works. I don't know if you were young at the time. There was what Arsenal fans were paying for planes to say Wenger out. That's what was going on. I was there, bro. Anyway. Big up touchline. I was trying to rattle me today, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Look, we're the biggest club in the world. Have fun laughing at us now. We are taking our league back. I mean, and you thought we were delusional. Do you know what I'm saying?
Views, do you value biggest club in the world on trophies?
Nah. Trophies, bro. And that's what I'm trying to do. Look, the reason why I'll say that is because for all the Arsenal fans that have got their head in the sand and keep liking to be tickled and just everything was nice and all that rubbish, yeah, like Chelsea are 2 trophies behind us. So the little things that our Arsenal fans want to say, even the top gooners, what colour's your trophy? Ours is gold. All of the stupid little excuses they make. And that's one of the other things. We're the 3rd biggest club in the country. We're not going to be very soon at all. You know, and I was on Normski's channel the other day with a Chelsea fan, and he was calling the Conference League a Tin Pot Cup. We've got our manager bigging up Community Shields. They're played under friendly rules. Do you know, one Community Shield in history, there was a whole team from a different country. Like, what are we doing? It's not in the, and we've got Chelsea fans calling the conference a Tin Pot Cup. If they win 2 more of them tin pots, they will be the 3rd biggest club in the country. So if Arsenal fans, if you're not worried by that, then you don't really care about the club, in my humble opinion.
Listen, I'm sitting comfy at the top, so I don't need to worry right now. Because I know my team actually will win trophies. As much as we're in the mud, we will get back to winning trophies eventually.
Let me ask you about that. Do you think you'll win something this season? I think you can.
I've sat and thought about it over the past few days. I personally think the title race might not be over.
No, I've said that as well. I've said it as well.
The reason why I think the title race might have... Look, I don't think we're in the title race, but the reason I can see a world where we can get back in it. Tottenham, they're crap. We should be beating Spurs. We're coming into a bit of form now. 5 games unbeaten. Back-to-back clean sheets against Inter and Brighton. Cool. So you got Tottenham, Wolves, Leeds, and Fulham, right? 2 of those at home, Wolves and Leeds. I'm expecting Liverpool to win their home games. Tottenham, I think, will win. Fulham, might be shitting myself a bit.
Harry
Right.
Wilson's on form right now.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
if we win the next 4 games, it's only a 10-point gap. Arsenal have still got to play Aston Villa by this
Yeah.
month.
You still got to
Everton
go
away. If
Everton-
Arsenal, if we somehow win the next 4 games, our 5th game is Arsenal. If that gap is more, if it's less than 7 or 8, because Arsenal dropped a couple of points, listen, we go there and win, which is, people say, oh no chance. Well, you know,
There's always a
based
chance.
on-
If you have a bath, you're gonna get wet. You get in the shower, you're gonna get wet. Do you know what I mean? There's always a chance, bro. And I've said it, and I've
we're
said I
back
don't.
in it.
Yeah, like I'm saying, if you carry on like this, then you won't be in it soon. But as of right now, the 19th of December, nearly Christmas, you're not out of it. This is Arsenal that you're chasing, by the way.
You know, this is our worst form since 1953, and you guys are only 10 points ahead.
We can be taken over on Saturday. So
Not
when
even my
Go on.
granddad was born a year later. Bro, even my granddad's not even seen it this bad. This is the worst he's ever seen in terms of losses, in terms of
Yeah.
consistency of losses, in terms of
Yeah.
consistency of garbage,
Yeah.
you know. But no, if I'm being honest, I don't think we win the league. I don't like.
But you're not
However,
out of it yet. I'm not gonna rule you out yet. But I know City are looking the most because they've already. I know they slipped up and dropped points, but they was on like a 9-game run before that. Like you need to be able to put on those kind of runs. Do you know what I mean? So, and I think if your team clicks, then you might. I'm not ruling you out. I'm just saying if you carry on like this, then yeah, you can't win it, but you can definitely lose it in these months. You know, but like you said, you know, your results have been kind of upturning a little bit. It's been looking a little bit different. Man City's been growing in confidence. And I'll give Touchline a little bit of respect. I done it under the lens with you know, Sky, Sunshine FC, the American lady that supports Man United. You might have seen her, I don't know, maybe
yeah.
Touchline should, because he's a Man United fan. And I said to her under the lens, I said, I rate what Man United have been doing in the summer because I wanted Mbeumo and I wanted Cunha. Yeah, I didn't want Sesko, but that was the only one. And I said that because they haven't got Europe, they could be a dark horse. And I'm not saying they're going to be top 4. I was saying maybe like 8th to 6th. If you get into the Europa League or conference again, they're looking at me like, shut up, bro. Like, we're bigger than that. And I'm like, well, bro, are you? Because last season, do you know what I mean? So I was kind of tipping them to be like a bit of a dark horse this year. So we will see what they do. But I don't think, he said 3rd becomes 5th. I think Man United might get like top 6 or top 8. And I think that's progression. Sorry.
I think Man United might get 5th, but at the same time, they are bad.
They are.
Like, I don't know if you agree, mate. I think this Premier League is garbage.
It is absolutely garbage. And we've just looked okay. And it was the same last year, but Liverpool was actually playing good football, innit? Like, it weren't the best. It weren't like rock and roll clock ball, but it was concise. It was competent. You know, Slot was rotating minutes and everything was just competent. That's the biggest word, the biggest compliment that I can give you. Everything was competent last season. You know what I'm saying? But then when you've got us, it's, you know, Ben White's out or Timber's out. So now we're changing literally 2 or 3 positions to make up for 1. Yeah. And even last season, like I said, we got it back to 4 points at one point. 2 weeks later, it's back to 15. Anything can happen. The league was rubbish last year, but you lot were the best of it. Congratulations. And the league is rubbish again this year. It is. All to the point where, like I said, we've been first for how long? And by tomorrow, we might be second. So, yeah. I mean, what can you say about that? You know what I mean? Crazy.
Yeah, I think the Premiership has been poor. You know, you take away. I know people say, "Oh, he's just saying like Liverpool crap." Right? Take away my club. I think the Premier League has genuinely been so bad to watch.
Yeah,
so poor. You've got a team that's on 2 points in the league for starters. 2 points, 2. And by the way, they almost could have took points off you, man.
I know.
You know, last week.
Yeah.
And you know, but then I'll hear, oh, it's competitive. It's, you know, it's exciting. No, it's just the most watched, and the graphics look fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, they've got some of the most popular, biggest, and best players in the world in terms of pundits, etc. And everyone gasses it up because it's very accessible to watch. And majority, let's be honest, Yeah,
Unless
and
you're England. Yeah, go on.
yeah, exactly. And if you get all the fan bases,
Yeah.
like from 1 to 20, all the teams, and compare it to any other league, I think respectfully, all our fan bases put together will be the biggest in the world.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
just hype. It's just the hype.
So it is. Yeah, exactly.
I think La Liga's more technical than the Premier League. 100%.
You see, the thing is, right? I used to like the Serie A a lot.
Did you see
I
Napoli today?
Yeah, Napoli they won 2-0 in the Supercoppa. Yeah, Italia. Yeah, and then obviously I think you've got Bologna versus Inter
Inter.
tomorrow or tonight. I think it is. So yeah, I mean, I used to like the Serie A a lot. I actually think Ligue 1 isn't too bad as what people make out. For me, I just think I don't know. For me, like I just think
The
football is very
Bundesliga as
robotic.
well. Yeah, very robotic. Yeah.
I've not enjoyed football. I don't know the last time where I said that season. For me, the last season, the Premiership, where it was really, really, really good. I would genuinely say when we first won the Premier League.
Right.
That season, I would say.
What year
So
was that?
1920.
Rotted. That far back. I mean, when you watch all the teams trying to do long throws now, and it
They're all
really is.
trying to be Pep.
Oh, it's so boring. And as an Arsenal fan, like I'm telling I honestly believe we play the worst football in the league. It's so boring. And even though we get bantered back in the day and we wouldn't win the league and all the other stuff, no one could ever tell us about our football. We was getting compared to Barcelona at one point. The fans were always entertained one way or the other. Now, if you go to the Emirates, bring your Kindle, yeah, get your Red Bulls out, because we're playing it side to side, and we're wasting our own time, especially at Arsenal, because we ain't got no one that can do a long throw good. Declan Rice and Calafiori can barely make the ball get into the area. We've never scored from it. So yeah, you're right. I think it's literally the most boring. I think just with some of the results that we have, and as you said, it's kind of like the most hyped up league in the world, isn't it? So I think that's the only thing keeping it top. But in terms of technicality and that, it's dross. It really is. It really is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's poor, but we're made to believe it's the best, Premier League in the world. No. That's why, like for me, I look forward to like the World Cups, the Euros, etc. Even though I think the World Cup this year is going to be kind of mid, I think it's going to be very like the Club World Cup.
They're adding too many teams, isn't it?
It's not even that. The tickets, the price and fans out,
and they're going to charge for the fan parks now. I think I saw that the other day as well.
How is the average person? Like, I don't know what the facts are for other countries, but I'm just going to do. Right, England for the basis, right? Yeah. We're both from England, right? Mm-hmm. Cost of living crisis, etc. How was somebody going to be able to afford to go to all the games in the World Cup unless you're a Tory and you're mad rich, etc.? How are you going to be able to afford to? See,
yeah, it's not. Yeah.
You know what? I criticized the Qatar World Cup. Yeah, you couldn't drink, but that World Cup was fantastically organized. This World Cup hasn't been organized. Again, they just want the fans that's going to go over there, spend a load of money, and all this and that. They don't care about the fans that actually want to make noise in the stadiums, that actually are the proper football fans. The atmosphere in those stadiums next year is going to be dross.
I think so.
Because if you're from, let's say, I think it was earlier, people from Senegal are having problems getting over there.
Of course, yeah, and it's gonna cost an arm and a leg as well. It's not for the common guy. Football's not for the common man anymore. Like I said, my dad had to give up his season ticket in 08. We couldn't afford it then. You know what I'm saying? So, as you said, for the common man, it's not for us anymore. And even those guys that go over to America, Canada, and wherever, Mexico, yeah, they're just going to be there with their hands out. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, for the first time ever, they're going to be charging in the fan parks. So all of
that's joke.
That's disgusting, isn't it? That's really, really bad. So, yeah, just money, my guy, just money.
Yeah, you know what, mate? It's a complete joke, and yeah, football's going through a very dark times. I mean, I'm sure, if Liverpool continues to like this, I'm sure I'll have to ask you for advice. Because you've been in an absolute on-war battle with your fans and your club.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we have. We really have.
So
yeah, I mean, you see what's been going on the internet. We're all Arsenal fans, and even I was involved at one point. Like, I'm got a big up to the catch up at SB and Catch. I was going on their domestics, and we're just arguing with it. And then I had people ringing me saying, "Bro, you all look like idiots. You're all Arsenal fans." And I'm like, you know what? You're right, because I'm not going to change their mind, and they're not going to change my mind. Do you know what I mean? So, what's the point? Like, you know what I mean? And it's a shame because you want your fan base to be together. What's going to make that happen? Winning. If Arteta goes and wins this year and then goes and wins for another 2-3 years, then maybe we're all going to get behind Arteta. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not hard. It ain't. But when you're making excuses for someone, like I said, it's like an enabler. Like my daughter at the moment, she's sick, right? She's asked to stay at her friend's house tonight. I've said, no, you're sick. You're going to be spreading germs. Her mum said, yes. That's an enabler. She's had a hard week. It's the weekend. That's what our fans are like. So what's best? What's best? Because for me, if you sent your child to my house sick and now I'm sick, I'm going to be thinking, what's the parents on? I'm going to be honest. Do you know what I mean? So that's the Arsenal fan base at the moment. It's just enablers. What's that woman from Marvel with the antenna? She's an empath. It's all about feels. It's all about dopamine. My dopamine levels have never been as high in my life. And I'm like, really? Like that guy, Pincus, he just went on the AFTV talking about Saka's always got to play at the Emirates or the fans are going to be unhappy. Whoever told him that? I mean, that's what we've got at our club, bro.
Oh, the worst one? Oh, he's got about 200k followers on Instagram. I can't remember his name. He was in
Penny. Is it Sutcliffe, Christian Ty? That's what we call him, Sutcliffe. I call him the B-Tech Jesus.
Might be Christian Ty,
Might be Christian Ty. You kind of, looking like a little bit of a Lord Farquaad with the hair coming down and that. It might be Christian Ty. The same one that says, where is Arsenal? And they had the keys on top of the table. These embarrassing guys, bro. These guys. As Arsenal fans, we see it and we're just cringing, throwing up in our mouths. Like, how do they represent us? But as you said, Reacts, these are the people with all the big numbers. Apart from Lee Gunner and maybe even Northside's nearly on 20k now. Who from our side of the fence has big numbers? Nobody. And they all say, we're just saying all of this to be outrageous.
I'd put Curtis Shaw in the bracket as well.
Right. But Curtis is very good. Like he knows how to play the game well, but he also knows how to draw a line in the sand. He's my favorite YouTuber. You know what I mean? Like for that reason. But other than that, who else is there, bro? But if you go to a gal's channel, 30,000 plus. If you go to Harry Semiu, 20,000 plus. If you go to Rory Talks Bollocks, 20,000 plus. It's ridiculous.
Oh, he's a joke. He is.
Oh,
I like Turkish as well.
No, Turkey, yeah. And he left AFTV. And let me just say this quickly. Why do you think it was always Lee Judges and James getting to go to all these Singapore and all the... Yeah, it weren't Turkish, was it? The negative gooners. It weren't Yardman, was it? It was all the people that lick ass. It's all the people that play the game.
You know what? Like, it's like... That's why to be fair, I actually do watch a lot of Arsenal content creators due to the fact of... Because... a lot of them actually have a personality outside away from Arsenal. Right. After these top gooners are all just like so obsessed, like, Gal, you want to know something?
You blame me.
Oh, that clip kills me every time.
Blame me for that one. Like, guess what? Robin Van Persie played for our academy. I mean, this is who we've got representing our club. Then you've got Pincus, right? 500k on TikTok. Leave the geezer alone. The same guy trying to tell us to leave that referee alone, right? Straight onto AFTV. They asked him a couple questions. You don't know nothing. You can't even say 4 sponsors of the club. You can't even tell me when Arsene Wenger came to the club. I'm not a fountain of knowledge, but these are the people that represent and get to all the biggest places because it's all a game. Like industry plants, like Lee Gunner called that Matthew Pincus an industry plant. So what did Matthew do? He said, oh, from KSI's gym, by the way. Huh? from KSI's gym, you said, let's have a boxing fight. How does that prove that you're not a plant? Like I said, from KSI's gym, you've got all the links in the world, bro. Look at Guna Therapy, big them up. Positive and negative Dan. I think negative Dan is the smartest guy on YouTube, by the way, because he just sits back and lets the other guy just say the most outrageous stuff. Goes on AFTV and plugs his own channel. I mean, manners, people, man. Manners, man. Manners. Who raised these guys, bro? Do you know what I mean? We're a disgrace. We shouldn't wear the badge because we said we don't like Arteta. We're a disgrace. He's trying to pick on Jez because he said
you know what? That one actually annoys me though, because like I haven't watched too much of Jez's channel, but I've seen enough on Jez on other channels to know what type of a bloke he is. Like I saw the other week, I can't he was holding up some
the Dial Square thing, yeah, with the gloves,
like the original copy, stuff like that. I guarantee you, not any other, all the Arsenal fans that I associate with or watch or whatever will obviously know of that. All the, tippity tip tops like your gals and all that, would they even know that? I remember watching a transfer show of a gal in the summer, and someone asked him, "What's your highest ever sale?" He didn't know. Even I knew that because the player who came to my club, Oxlade-Chamberlain. I believe it's still Oxlade-Chamberlain now.
Still, yeah.
Like I even put in a gal didn't know like when was the last time Arsenal won at the Anfield, stuff like this.
2012.
I'm like, come on, man, like.
Come on, and I'm not a fountain of knowledge, and these are the people that represent my club, bro.
I don't even support Arsenal, and I have some basics level of knowledge than you.
Right. Do you know what I mean? Like, but these are the people that get put forward, and they've said it themselves. If certain people that's asked certain questions, they're never in the press conference again. When Arteta finishes his press conference, when he's done, he's going around shaking hands with all the people like. It's all a game. Do you understand what I'm saying? And AFTV, all these people, you say, look at Henry, he sports Spurs. We're fast approaching 100,000 subs now, people. I swear every other video is an Arsenal video. Make it make sense. Because we are the most insecure fans on the face of the earth. We love a tickle.
You got Terry coming out on, he's literally gone live 3 hours ago saying Semenyo 65 mil deal close. So what's your thoughts on your new player then, mate? The deal's close.
Yeah, Semenyo. I was asking him in the summer, to be honest with you. Do you know what I mean? Like someone woke up at my club and said Madueke, and everyone agreed. Like violence. I can't believe what's gone on. I can't believe what's gone on. So, Semenyo, someone I was asking for. But what do the Arsenal fans say to me? He plays on the right wing. Where's Saka gonna play? This is the type of things that we've got. Are they saying that at Liverpool when you've got Ekatike and Isak? Are they saying that at Man City when you've got Foden sitting on the bench? Do you know what I'm saying? Because it is like FIFA. All the people that says it ain't, it is. You want to
bring me the competition.
It's like FIFA. You want to be top, you got to spend money. You want to stay top, you got to spend money. You got to keep spending money. You got to get the best players in the world. It is like FIFA. Look at your Bayerns. Look at your Cities. Look at your Real Madrids. All with all these Galacticos and loads of good players, because that's what it's like. You can't be a skinflint, but expect to be at the top of the league and all of that. And I'll also say that when I'm saying about the expectations and the standards, you can't say that we got the best defense and we're the best and Arteta's so good and then don't hold him to no standards. How does that make any sense? It doesn't. There's no logic behind it. They'll still try and tell you, but it's his first job. Nearly a decade, Reacts. I've never done carpentry. Give me nearly a decade, I'll do your whole house for you, bro. Like, huh? Can't call him a novice. He's closer to 10 years. My mind's blown, bro, sometimes. Honestly, bro.
It's like when people still call Marcus Rashford and etc. like a young player.
Yeah, it's 28.
Phil Foden, he's a young player. No, a young player is Lewis Skelly.
Right.
19. Not Marcus Rashford. For me, I class a young player under the age of 20.
Facts.
Like, because you're a full-grown adult at 21 where you can legally drink anywhere in the world. For me, you're a proper, you're a full-grown adult, obviously, at 18. But in terms of doing anything, obviously, to the limitations, of course, is 21.
Mhm.
So this whole narrative that that whole start, oh god,
And let me tell you why it contradicts itself as well, right? Is because when players get to 30, they're deemed old, right? They're deemed old, they're
yeah,
deemed finished. But yet,
Aubameyang,
right? Any player you get to 30, then your contracts don't, the money starts going down. Everyone thinks you're dead. Da, 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 da. So when you're looking at players like Saka at 24, this is the prime of your career. We're expecting
yeah,
prime business. Yeah. Because people say 30 is too old. Well, then how can 28 be young then, or 27? How can that be young? When you get to 30, most players don't play past 35. It's a short career. So you're absolutely right. When you get to 19, 20, you should be pushing for first team action. That's what pissed me off about Nathan Butler Oyedeji last season, Reacts, because the guy's 22. He left my club for free as well in the summer. We ain't even got the smarts to put him in the shop window. Do you know what I mean? 22 years old and couldn't get a game as a striker. You're in your prime years. Because if you're dead at 30, then by the time you're
yeah.
20, 21, 22, that's meant to be your prime years. Look at your mom.
Yeah.
So there you go, man. There you go.
No, it's just that means Gabriel's coming to the end of his career then, because he's nearly 30.
We're surprised that Van Dijk and Salah's even not in a wheelchair yet. You know what I mean? Like,
I know, man. Like,
so
what's Ronaldo then? Great granddad.
I think he's taking Portugal hostage, though. I'm not gonna lie, because when Ronaldo got
yeah,
sent off, yeah, they played a lot better.
nah, he's.
But you're right. But you're right. The point is that general football fans will say once you hit 30, you start going downhill. So you can't be calling anyone at 27 young or 28. You can't do that. That's it.
You know what else? I saw the other day that on TikTok, it was like some basic Arsenal fans, like just generic questions. I think one of the questions was, where was Arsenal originally from? And he didn't even know. He didn't have a clue about Woolwich. He didn't have a clue about flipping Highbury. Bearing in mind, this bloke was about 20. I would say he looked about 23, 24.
Right.
So it's not like he was like 10 or 9 years old, where I'd be like, okay, fair enough.
And you can find certain things out.
Exactly.
There's a guy called Money Penny, and he was on the show, and they were asking him, can you give us like 4 sponsorships of the club? And he couldn't. And he said, oh, but I was only 2 at the time. Right. I wasn't alive in the 1930s. I know about Herbert Chapman. I know that my club actually did do a three-peat. We won the league 3 years in a row in the 30s, 31, 32, 33. I had to go and find that out for myself. Why is people scared to go on Google anymore? And I tell you why, with our own Arsenal fans reacts, because they tell, look at what happened. We was in hell. Look, Mikel Arteta took us over. We was all falling apart. Like, go on to Google, because no, we wasn't. Like that show Marvel What If. That's like the Arsenal fans with Arteta, because they just make up stuff. Arteta comes out, reacts, and says, we've had the most points total for the last 3 years. Well, no, we ain't, because otherwise we would have won the league then. I mean, you literally chat shit, and these guys believe you. Like, it's bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers.
It's actually mad. It is mad how, like, your fan base is just dissected and, this and that. Like, oh God, like I said, it stems from the top, As much as, for me, you can blame the Cronkies of this world. For me, I have always said the fans are the main problem.
I'm going to agree with that? Do you know why I'm going to agree with that? Because we have to be the voice of the club. If you're working for Arsenal, they're your employer. If you've got an AFTV relationship with Arsenal, you don't want to get left out of the Christmas card list. Yeah. So that's why certain things go on. I've even heard Goldbridge say it. He was critical about Ferdinand, and the club was on the phone because he's massive. Yeah. So other people, Liverpool, I'm not going to say names, but Arsenal, Robbie and them lot. That's why. Look at Lee Judges, right? He came out of a game one time. He was so angry. He's like, I just wish someone would shoot Arteta. Now, obviously, he don't mean it, does he? Right? But they took his whole video down and edited that part out.
Oh, yeah.
So as you said, because the fans are so important, because we're the only true voice. Now, I'm on YouTube. I'm making a little bit of money. Nothing great. Pittance. But I will always be able to sleep at night. Integrity. You know who I am. You know my name. You know things about me. You know what my personality is like. You see me do the vlogs when I go and do Wembley or Tottenham or West Ham. You see all of that stuff about me. These guys are like acting like journalists react. And you're not journalists, bro. You're on YouTube making money off my club.
Like, everyone, because all everyone's bothered about is getting the following. A gig at Sky Sports, a gig on what is it, Sport Bible, where you sit around and you do the glass to agree, disagree, all that rubbish.
Sport as well.
It's all about the pound note. You know, for me, I come from a family where I would never sell my soul for a pound note. I will always, you know, say my true opinion. Liverpool can never get me on the payroll if I disagreed. It would literally eat me alive.
Ever happen? Same. And I've come out.
I can't act. If I can act, I'll be on EastEnders or Emmerdale. You know what I mean? But I can't act.
Big facts, man. Big facts. So I say the same all the time. But I am on YouTube. You know, I've been signed off for work. I told you about the other condition I had. I do want this to be a job, but it's never, ever going to be, at the expense of my soul. Ever. I'm an Arsenal fan first and foremost. And you're right. The fans are massively important. And other people in our fan base have said if AFTV was to switch their argument, things would change at the club. But they don't, because they're on the payroll. That's a fact. So it is the fans, because we're the only true voice. If you think about the Cronkies, they're businessmen. If you think about the people that work at Arsenal, Arsenal's just their employer. Think about Mikel Arteta. He's just a worker. They're going to get their money every month. They're richer and richer. We get poorer and poorer. Why do you lot care like that? Do you know what I mean? So if we're asking for competency, because it's all a job, because I can't say too much. I've even heard Curtis Shaw saying it. I can't say too much about the players because I'm going on the tour and I'm going to see them. And that's what it gets like, guys. When you get close to the top, and I'll even say this, even with the VAR that we use, why is it different from the rest of Europe?
Facts.
There's a lot of things going on in this game, people, man. I'm telling you, a lot of things, man. A lot of things.
You know what? I don't like, if I see a person gaslighting Liverpool for clicks and views, I'll call it out. Just like, the other fans that, we all know who the top 2, top 3 dudes are.
Yeah.
Right. Without, naming names. But for me, like, they're making pound notes of gas. They're also a problem because they're gaslighting the people that are too far gone. So then, therefore, the actual Arsenal fans are getting at the proper Arsenal fans are actually getting pushed to the side, and all the ones that are gaslighting, like the channels, Arsenal is scary. Arsenal are absolutely scintillating. They are unbelievably fantastic. They are literally. Arsenal is so scary. I go to bed at night and I'm fucking shitting my pants.
Shooting yourself, you know what I mean?
I go there and I chill with my girlfriend in my bed. That's what I do. You really think I'm sat there thinking, fuck me, Mikel Arteta is Arsenal manager. Shit.
Come on, bro. Like, these man, they know what they're doing. They put out this video and then they go on next day and they're seeing 30,000 views and it's ching, 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 ching. They know what they're doing. I called myself Views on Sport, not Views on Arsenal. I done that for a reason. So if I do ever talk about another team, my channel's not directly, but what is it? What do I talk about every day? Arsenal. I barely talk about anything else because that is my concern. We got
speak about Ireland a bit and
go on. Sorry, go on.
I've seen you speak about Ireland and stuff,
right? Because that's brought back. That's because I've got Irish blood in me. I was born in the UK. I've not got English in me. I've got people over here saying, "Why are you not so? Why should I?" You know what I'm saying? They're rubbish as far as I'm concerned. Overhyped, kind of like Arsenal. And Robbie would say about Gareth Southgate, no, it's not good enough getting to these finals. But why is it good enough for Arteta then? I'm trying to tell you, man. Listen, there's things going on. There's people on the payroll. There's working relationships. This is an absolute fact. So please hear me when I tell you that.
It is dodgy, like. And you know what? Look, fair play to Don Robbie. He's done some unbelievable, fair play to getting to the top. Like, you don't get to the top just by being a tit. Right. Yeah. Right. But you seen the other channel, without mentioning other names, there's other names on the other channel who have gone down the route of him. So if you go and watch DR Sports,
I knew you were talking about DR.
Fuck this. We'll say it right. You know DR Sports.
Yes,
right? I've seen people on DR Sports. Not even the other rival fans are allowed to criticize Arteta. I've seen it before. The clips, and there's a few of them have gone down the I say payroll route, as Don Robbie.
Yeah.
So it's all like what this all.
He owns that as well. React. He owns DR Sports as well. That's him. So he's got DR Sports, AFTV Extra, Clips. These men are millionaires. That's what they care about more than the football club. And that's just the fact of it. That's the fact.
You know what? I compare them all to the human centipede.
There you go, bro. Just mouth to bum, mouth to bum, mouth to bum.
Bro.
Crazy work. Crazy work.
What it is, man. Like, you know what? And the thing is, half of the Arsenal fans, like, are probably around my age. Even you think I'm having the same standards? My granddad will fucking slap me if he said, "Yo, if we had the standards of some Arsenal fans." He'd be like, listen here, son. I've seen back-to-backs. I've seen doubles. I've seen
Invincibles,
a baby treble.
Right.
I've seen title after title after title.
Right.
18 trophies in 9 years. My granddad's seen at one stage.
Amazing.
So why would my granddad allow me to
just clap for everything?
Yeah, exactly, man. Like, don't get me wrong. When I was about 7 years old, like, I was getting to grips with the club and stuff. But when I got to 10, I was like, I want trophies. Like, when Liverpool won that first League Cup against Cardiff, I was like, I've got the buzz. I need more.
And I'm going to show you, because there was a clip. I was going to play it on mine, but I thought, no, let me not do it, because I don't know why. But there was a clip after the Spurs game. I think I think they'd either lost or they just drew. Like they threw the game away anyway. The kid looked like he was about 8 or 7. The kid was bawling his eyes out. He's saying, "We're bloody rubbish. Get us another manager." He was crying his eyes out. I was gonna play the video on my chat. I thought, nice, it's a kid, crying his eyes out. Yeah, crying his little blonde boy. All of his cheeks are all rosy. Spurs is rubbish. Get the manager out. And he's a young boy. And like as you said, bro, look what they've done with Ange. Look at Arsenal. We're like, oh no, look at him. We need to bring him to deed poll. Change the name. We're gonna adopt them now. So now my name's Views Arteta. Your name's is Reacts Arteta. Like, he's our dad now. That's how they're treating it, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and then you've got top gooners, and I'm gonna ask you if you've got top and bottom in your club, right? But the top gooners, Creatine Dan. You're always trying to get onto Arteta. We've scored the most goals under Arteta. We've got the most wins under Arteta. We've gone the longest without winning trophies. Do you know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? You're coming up with stuff that means nothing. Do you know what I mean? Second 3 times in a row. Huh? We don't even get a runners-up medal for that. So, Spurs got to the Super Cup final. They came back with something to hold. They never won it, but they got a runners-up medal, bro. We can't even say we've got any of those in the last how many years.
Oh, my God.
It's disgusting. So, for me, I just have to crack joke every day. I've got to. Otherwise, I'm going to be going mad. Do you know what I mean? So
we have got some of those in our fan base, yeah.
Right.
That are like, where basically the manager, the players, and the owners can't literally do anything wrong.
Right.
Literally nothing wrong.
Right.
For me, I lost all connection to the top level of the club when they did what they did, and when my granddad told me about, if you heard about when our fans walked out against Sunderland, 2010, Hicks and Gillette and all that, our former ownership.
Owners, right. I remember them.
Yeah. And obviously, for me, I will never have a connection with an ownership ever again.
Yeah.
Like, because I did my research on the club, because they left the club when I was about 6. So obviously, when I got a bit older, I did my research, and I was like, you know what? I'm never having affiliation with anyone at the top level of the club when it comes to the owners, when it comes to that sort of stuff. Because for me, they'll just backstab you, man.
Just that.
And
you're not allowed to criticize then either. And I say it on my channel. Like if we're winning, you know, like when we're top of the league and stuff, like that's the best time to give criticism, because it's not coming from a place of hate or from a place of anger. Because I always use this analogy, like my son on sports day. If you've come back and you ain't got a medal, I'm not gonna say well done, like great participation. I'm gonna say, what are you gonna do better next year, son? Because that's the type of person I am. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but we've got too many people in our fan base that, and I'll use that Liverpool example. I'm saying we haven't won since 2012. Go for it. They're saying we haven't won since 2012. Defend, defend, defend. So, and that is the big thing. And we are the minority. I don't know if you have that at your club, especially because of the whole slot thing now. I mean, I can't.
There is a lot. I'll say the tide is very much turning.
Right.
But you made a good point about like your mentality with Arsenal. You have it outside of your life. It's like me. Like if I fail my exam, I'm not. I'll be pissed off if my mum said to me, "Well done." Still, I'll be like, "Where's the mentality? Where's the mindset?"
Right.
You know, it's like at school. You know, when I was doing my GCSEs and stuff like that, I was like, listen. People say to me, "Oh, it doesn't matter. This, and that. You know, GCSEs don't define you." I was like, "Well, if you go based off that logic, then nothing matters, because you want to start off young, get the mentality, your mindset, start off young, and then it's just going to gradually get better as the years go on. Because I take it into every day of my life now. So when I do my driving test, when I do my end of year mocks to graduate, like for me, if I don't get them, then I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, I tried. No, it's literally
like what
win. No, it's literally pass or fail. It's not. Oh yeah, you know, get to go again.
Yeah, no middle ground. That's what I'm saying. Well done, and we were second, and that's what I was trying to say about some of our Arsenal fans. And I'm talking big platforms as well, saying that they'd still rather just be second like last year and win nothing than have Spurs this season for 1 year. When I heard that, I said, I'm done. The game's gone. There's no one. So look, and I'll finish with this because I know we've been going on for a couple of hours now, nearly. All I'm trying to do, right, is speak my truth about my club, the club that I love. I don't love Arteta. I don't love Saka. I don't love Rice. I love Arsenal, right? I loved Highbury. Yeah? So that's all I'm trying to do. And when I talk about the club the way I do, it's like when you're going to the canyon, you know, when you're trying to look for gold and you got that sift, there's going to be a lot of dirt that falls through, but there'll be a couple of gold nuggets at the end. Yeah, like the Matrix. We're just trying to awake people. Like, get out of your dopamine slumber, realize it's not just about vibes and new merch. And like you said, once we can win again, hopefully everyone.
We've started doing that, by the way, and that's annoying. We did it a couple of weeks ago. We lost to, I think it was PSV. Next day, we released Adidas merch. I'm like, fuck, if I wanted more fucking merch, I'll go to the shop. I want to, instead of releasing merch, we lost 4-1 to PSV at home in the Champions League. How about release a statement instead of releasing a statement? Oh yeah, hi guys, we've released more merch. Don't get me wrong, the merch looked good. I did end up, you know,
I know. It gets like
I might crop a top or two, but that's not the point.
That's not the point. That's not.
And when I saw that tweet, and I was on my lunch break, at uni, and I looked at my phone. I was like, let me have a quick look into it. And I saw it. I was like, oh no.
Like what on earth? That's how we feel. That's how we feel.
Like, no, man.
Since 2019 Reacts, they've been telling us to be excited about what? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I've never seen, and I'm 41 years old, I've never seen so much merch from Arsenal in my life. That's what we've become about now, merch. And seeing Liverpool do that, I mean, with you guys, even though things are not great at the minute, it's still not as bad as Arsenal, because you're still the Premier League champions as of right now. You whether you're up there or not, you are the holders. Yeah. With Arsenal, we've got the most expensive ticket in Europe. Arsenal, Tottenham, and Fulham. Could you imagine? What reason has any of those clubs got to have the highest? What? Because we're in London. Do you know what I mean? So with us, we're like, raw. If you want us to just keep being zombies, give us something to be happy about. Then give us this dopamine, because little bits in little bursts here and there, that's not good enough for me. Like, I need a day out. I need a day out. Do you know what I mean? So just like Liverpool, they went 30 odd years, but they were ticking over champs, leagues, not leagues, league cups, FA, ticking over, ticking over. Where is our ticking over? You know? There you go.
The thing is that I want to see Liverpool go back to back.
That's what the Liverpool fans were saying at the start of the season. And for me, because other Liverpool fans were saying, oh, we won the league, let's win the champs. The real Liverpool fans were saying, no, I don't think, have you ever retained it before? I don't think so.
What, the league title?
time.
We've done back to backs in all comps.
In the past, right? But not for a long time, yeah. Like we've done it in the 30s, but because it was so long ago, it never happened. But yes, the real Liverpool fans that I do touch base with, and they do think clearly, they're saying, nah, forget everything else. We've just crushed the summer. We want to retain this championship, and we're doing it for Jota.
It's our bread and butter.
Bread and butter.
You go back, you talk about the history. People say, I hate it when people dismiss history. It annoys me.
Same.
Like, it annoys me, right? Because for me, Bob Paisley and Bill Shankly built this club up on league titles. 18 league titles before we won the 2 premierships. 18 league titles. I'm taking a league title over 2 champs. And I've seen Liverpool. I've been lucky enough to celebrate a champs and a premiership. You know, so I remember some people were coming at me. I think it was a Spurs fan. I was like, "Wait, what? You would take a premiership over 2?" I was like, "Yes, because I've actually celebrated them both, mate." You know,
it's the same with Arsenal fans like me, right? I'm 41, never seen the champs. So if you ask me this year, what would I rather win? The Champions League. I've never seen
you'd
it.
rather win the champs. It's like for me, all my lifetime, got bantered for no prem, but our club is built on Premier Leagues. Just like Arteta should never dismiss the cups,
which he does all the time. And big up AJ. I always say,
I believe he haven't won a League Cup in, is it 31 something years?
33 years, I think.
So I bet you any money half the Gooners didn't even know that.
They weren't, yeah. And half the people that are online giving it weren't even alive then. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you said, they are younger fans, so the older fans should know better. It's the people like Jez. You see, like for me, right? I've never met Jez a day in my life, right?
Yeah, big up Jez.
I don't show him respect because I'm scared of him. Do you know what I mean? Huh? It's because you're the hierarchy. You see, Jez, he's part of the furniture. You understand what I'm saying? DJB, 50 years, a season ticket holder. Have some damn respect. And not just that, but these are elders for me. So I was brought up to have manners and respect your elders. These men have been there and done it. I don't respect them just because I'm trying to kiss their ass. I respect them because they are tier 1 Arsenal fans. They're not this new gen, just been around since Arteta. You know what I mean? None of this rubbish. Because even Arteta, right? When we get a new player, he sits him in that little cinema room and he shows him the old school Arsenal. But not when we was winning. He shows us the old school Arsenal of Arteta's days. Yeah? Because what are you going to show them? The club being so great. And now they're walking into this mediocrity with this manager that's never thrown the sink at a game ever. Like, if anyone can tell me, please. Like, I might be wrong. Come and prove me wrong, please. You know, so, you know, and just like the doctor said, I would trust Liverpool to win the league this season in the position they're in. And this is what we've got, PTSD. And our Arsenal fans say, oh, but that's just happened all in the past. It's a new season. Have new energy. But how can you do that, bro? Just like you said, you get annoyed when people dismiss the past. You know, we're the only species on the planet, right, that can actually do that. We're the only species that can look back at what happened to try and determine what's going to happen. That's how bookies work as well. And you're asking us to not do that now, all of a sudden. Like we're the Men in Black with that, you know what I'm saying? Just forget the other 5 years. Forget all the times we bottled the league. Forget that it's in our DNA because the dopamine levels have never been so high. I mean, it's like lemons, bro, just watching them go off the cliff. My whole fan base, do you know what I mean? It's just, yeah. It's horrible. It's horrible.
No, it is peak. I mean, obviously, before we do wrap up, it's good to get some quick fire predictions. Everton Arsenal at the weekend.
1-1.
Arsenal win?
1-1.
I'm going. Is it Harold Dickinson Stadium? I think
it's the new stadium.
Yeah, new stadium.
Yeah. If
You
it was
know what?
Goodison, I would have said we lose, but it's not. So I'm saying 1-1, and then that's not a good result for us.
They've actually been not too bad to watch at the new ground, to be fair, as much as I don't like them. I'll go. I'm going to go 1-1 as well. Spurs, Liverpool. We have to win.
You have to win that game, man. That one's very, very hard. I think you guys are the 5:30 kickoff as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's so hard to predict, bro. Because both of you guys, anything can happen on any given day. Like Spurs might turn up and it's, you'll batter them 4-0, or they might turn up and score 3 before halftime. That's so hard to predict. I'm gonna say, I think because both teams are kind of. I'm gonna say 1-1. I'm gonna say 1-1 again.
1-1 again.
Yeah.
I think we win.
You need to win though.
2-1 Liverpool.
Right.
2-1 Liverpool. Here's an interesting one. Do you think Ireland will make the World Cup? I hope you do, because I
hope we do, because I want to go over. I want to go over to meet Shane and Kyle and get to the Aviva, because if we get past the first playoff, I can't even remember who we're playing. Is it Denmark? It's not. I can't remember who we're playing. And then if we get past that, then the next game is against either North Macedonia and someone else, but it's at the Aviva Stadium. So if we
in Ireland?
In Ireland, and I'm going to try and get over there. But I'm 50-50. If I'm going to be totally honest with you, I'm 50-50. I'm so happy I went and bought a top just because they kept the dream alive. Ireland's not expected to do it. If we make it to the World Cup, it's like we've won it. So, but I'm 50-50 at the moment, bro. I can't. It's hard. 50-50.
No, I would like Ireland to make it, man. My boy Kelleher, man. Hopefully,
come on, man. Great.
Hopefully he smashes it.
Great,
for me, I'm club over country anyway. So
same. Same. Right. Obviously, Ireland's brought the bit of joy of international, because I was cussing it out. I hate the fact that we're only just getting started in the league, then a couple of weeks later we're breaking up again, and I hate that. You know what I mean? But Ireland actually gave me some entertainment in the last break, so I won't go all the way out the window. But I'm still Arsenal before anything else, and always will be.
Would you take a League Cup or Ireland making the World Cup?
Oh my!
League Cup or Ireland making?
Oh my days! That is so hard. That's the best question I think anyone's ever asked me, bro. I'm gonna say Arsenal League Cup, and it hurts. It hurts because like the Emerald Isle. Like I feel like the stars are aligning for Ireland. Do you know what I mean? We brought it back after the Armenia result. Like I'm like, forget the Premier League coming back. Can we carry on? Because Ireland's got momentum. Can we carry on? But yeah, if I'm gonna be totally honest, and I've always got to be honest with myself. It's Arsenal before anything else, bro. Arsenal before anything else, man.
I remember I got clipped for saying I would rather Liverpool win a League Cup and an FA Cup than England win the World Cup.
And you got clipped for that?
Yeah, I got clipped.
Wow.
Yeah, someone clipped.
Yeah, what's crazy? Because England have had the golden generation how many times? From Beckham and Butt and Scholes and Gerrard. Like we've always had a good team, England, in terms of the players there, but they can never work together. Like it's like a poison chalice. It's kind of like Tottenham. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I can't believe you got clipped for that though, bro. I mean, most fans these days will say they don't like international football, so it would seem more logical that most fans will pick their club before country. I don't know, but maybe it's just.
I'll always pick Liverpool.
Arsenal winning the League Cup or Ireland getting to the World. That's very, very hard though, bro. I'm not gonna lie, but I'd have to say, get me that League Cup, bro. Get me that League Cup, man.
Yeah, I hope you don't win the League Cup. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, but
rivals must rival. I understand.
But to be fair, look, as long as you beat,
I don't even know if we're gonna get past Palace, bro. They're the FA Cup holders.
When do you play?
We just beat them. I think we play at the Emirates. I think, or do you say when we play?
Yeah,
I think it's next week, or is
it? Like all the games are done, but your games.
You know why it was? Because Crystal Palace had that Conference League game, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
why-
they played last
yeah,
night,
yeah,
didn't they?
they played last night and they drew. I think that was
Hey, is
crazy.
their manager complaining about the feature congestion?
Fixture congestion. Yeah, and you know
3
what
games
Oliver
in
Glasner
5
says?
days.
Do you know what? You know what Oliver Glasner says? He says the formation I'm playing at Crystal Palace isn't my favorite formation. I just use the players I have. So that's how I'd like to end the stream. Arteta, you absolute plank. Yeah, if Glasner can say that, what's your excuse, Arteta? Because however we're seeing Crystal Palace play now, that isn't even his favorite position. But he said, I ain't got the players to play how I want. Funny that.
Yeah, Arteta's a joke still.
It's a fucking plank, bro. He's a serial killer. I'm telling you, he's a narcissist, bro. I'm 5'8". I know about little man syndrome. Like I told you, bro, you go into his office, it's only him holding the cup. Where's the rest of the team? If he cared about everyone, why'd you keep forcing people to play injured? Last year, Timber never kicked a ball between the PSG games. He come out on that interview in Netherlands saying I was in so much pain, but yet he played still. And you're not going to tell me that manager's not manipulative.
It's about Declan Rice, isn't it? When he did that thing with his foot.
Broken toe. He had 2 weeks off.
Saka.
And that wasn't even right away.
One.
Saka as well. Yeah, hamstrings now. Like you said, Michael Owen 2.0. Fernando Torres 2.0. I mean, we could probably continue. There's some players that come back and most players don't. And now we're seeing the merry-go-round. Kai Havertz again, a week away from coming back. He's injured again. He never had these type of injuries before coming to Arsenal. We've had Madueke say our training is mad. We've had Eze say our training is mad. They've never had anything like it. So there's obviously stuff going on. Arteta is a lunatic, man. He's mashing it, and he's ruining their careers as well. But anyway.
Yeah, man, it's joke. Absolute joke, bro. Tell you what, bro. It's been a sick show.
Yeah, always, man. Always 2 hours. It's just flown by.
2 hour show, man. 2 hour show.
Gone.
And if you've watched it on the playback, slap a like and obviously subscribe always, man. Appreciate you coming onto the channel, bro.
Come on, man.
We've got you, man, soon, so
we'll do a preview. Yeah,
we'll have to definitely do a preview. So
preview 100%, bro.
Yeah, look. The only thing I will say is I wish you good luck with your fans.
We need it.
Next week will be interesting if you guys get knocked out the League Cup. What's the? Listen, I can't lie. I won't mind that South London dagger.
What I'm happy that Man City are playing Newcastle. So one of those fuckers have got to go out. You know what I mean? That's what I'm happy about. So if we can,
but do you want Man City in a one-off final?
I'd rather a one-off than a two-leg, like even Chelsea. And I was saying it last year, Reacts. I know we've been going on for time, but when we got Newcastle last year, all the Arsenal fans are celebrating. I'm like, bro, we haven't had a shot on target there for like a couple of years. Like, this ain't going to be easy. And lo and behold, 2-0 like both games. You know what I mean? Dog walk, Croft. So against Chelsea, I think we'll be more up for it. I honestly do. Against Crystal Palace, I'm like, can we get past them? And then think about Chelsea, because we'll probably struggle against Palace. We don't get up for the so-called smaller teams. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. That's why I'm saying I'm happy that, because Newcastle are the holders, aren't they? So, they're always a bogey team for us.
Yeah, 100, man. Do you want to let the people know?
Yeah, man. Thank you again, though, bro. Thank you again for reaching out.
Man, always welcome.
We have to get you back on my platform as well. We'll probably do that.
Always welcome, bro.
Preview, but really appreciate it. Great talk as well. But Views on Sport, we're live every day at midday at least. So come and show a bit of love over there. We are very close to 2,340. So yeah, I think we're a couple of subs away. So if you could help me out, that would be great. Make sure you are subbing over here and showing Reacts all the love in the world. And yeah, big up, man. I really enjoyed it today, bro.
Yeah, 100, man. Chat. I'll be back tonight. We'll be doing a watch along for the boxing. So
good luck.
Hopefully Joshua knocks that flipping fake.
If it goes anywhere past 3 rounds, it's a fix. That's my thought. That's my thoughts on it. And I used to do boxing, I did box, but I used to do boxing content. Why did I stop? Because boxing it's even more corrupt than football, I swear to God. But if that goes past 3 rounds, I think it's a fix. Just my honest opinion. Yeah, come on.
I said to my chat, like, I did boxing for a couple of years. I should be closer to Jake Paul than Jake Paul is to Joshua.
Wow.
Like that should be the case. That should be,
It should be the case. Yeah. Yeah.
like,
Absolutely
come
right.
on, man.
When it got announced, I was like, the game's gone. The game's gone. Like when it got announced, I'm like, what is this? And don't get it twisted, right? With boxing, it's all about money. Even the promoters, you'll be fighting on their show and they're giving you tickets to sell. Like it's always been a bit lopsided. So when the YouTubers started coming into it, they're getting purses that the WBC can't offer, or they're getting purses that the WBA can't offer because these YouTube men are really rich like that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So AJ Nice, that's probably his retirement money. Do you know what I mean? We'll see if he fights Fury, but I doubt it. You know, we'll have to wait and see. But I could talk about it all day long, so let me just shut up, bro.
We'll have to do a boxing show.
I'd love that. Yeah, man. I'd love
We'll
that.
have to do a talk boxing show. That'd be interesting.
That'd be great.
But, yeah, bless up to every single person in the chat, man. If you're watching on the replay again, smack a like, subscribe. You're on the road to 2.4, did you say, bro?
Yes, nearly there.
2.4.
2.4.
How many subs away?
What were we? 2,339. So what? 1 for 40, like what? 160. I'm trying to get there before the end of the season. I got to 2K quite fast, but then the moment I got to 2K, it's like watching Jorginho sprint. Or
I reckon you can get to 5K before the end of the season.
5K, bro. I wake up, I get 1 sub. I wake up, they're gone the next day. Like YouTube's been a bit mad. I don't blame you guys. I don't, but it's been a bit mad. I'm trying to aim. Look, if I can get to 2.5 before the end of the season, there's gonna be a giveaway. I'm gonna do like 30 memberships. That's the aim, man. That's the aim. But hopefully, man. Ever since we got to 2K,
I was on 500 subs in May, and now on the road to 3K. So
amazing.
You've just got to have that self-belief, man.
Amazing, amazing.
Self-belief,
bro. Pick you up, man.
Self-belief, mindset, work ethic, and just tell yourself, yeah, you will achieve the goals, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, we're gonna get there. It's taking a bit long. It's like watching Jorginho and Moreno have a 100-meter race. So it is going a bit slow, but you know, we'll get there, man.
Just like Arsenal winning a trophy.
Just like, yeah, we might get there one day. I might still be alive. You never know.
No, hopefully you are, God willing.
Yeah, same. We will see.
Man.
Even these idiots. What? And I'll finish on this. They say, oh, all the bookies have got us favorites. Like the bookies are like YouTube grifters. They know that we're idiots. Go and put £100 down then. Yeah. And I can guarantee you don't win that bet at the end of the year. The bookies know what they're doing as well.
Chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, no chance, man. Absolutely no chance. But nah, bless up, mate, every single time. Hope everyone in the chat from Visa's community has a wonderful Christmas, Happy New Year, of course.
Back at you guys, man.
You know, and obviously stay safe, and you know these winter times, man. It's
mad. It's mad. You know what I mean? Hunger Games we're living in, you know.
I know, man. It's Hunger Games. Yeah, exactly.
It really is, man. But listen, thank you ever so much again, man.
Every single time.
Every time, bro. Every time, man. Thank you for having me on, bro. Big up.
Yeah. Big up, everyone. Take care. And we are out soon.